Diff comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition, perfect lighting, art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
The letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Capture!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by fate, be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
"愚かなる弟よ、
渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。
子供騙しか。
アマテラス。
行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in this one. He reminds me of you. Hey, Solace. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Yeah! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
The letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus!
captured!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな、渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しか。アマテラス。
行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, Solace. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Dad! the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonan's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
A letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Captured!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Arts can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな、渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しか。アマテラス。
行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, Solace. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you a warm evening and welcome back to the Ascension League. We're at the day 2 of round of 16, and of course, it is brought to you by none other than Solace Gaming Community, presented by Revoxa in collaboration with Teams Newsroom and MTL Esports Management, and of course, powered by none other than Vista Games. And of course, introducing myself again, I am Ray, gonna be joined by my great brother here. Brother from another mother, not related, Sasuke onto the casting board. So looking forward to another great series in a best of 3 and seeing how, yesterday how it was basically almost, I think, 2 sweeps was it, if I'm not mistaken, or was it a 2-for-1? I might be forgetting, but yeah, at least the first one, it was a 2 complete sweep. Me and Sasuke were there, and tonight looks like we're gonna be here till late night, 10 p.m. or something. It's gonna be no one else, just us two.
Just you and me, all night long. I mean, that's
hey. Not all night long.
So,
we're not taking that.
Back.
Evening.
Evening. Back to the game. Another day, another game. This time, Darwin's Gaming versus Inferno. Second day of the top 16. Quite good, and the teams are also looking quite good. And now, speaking of the teams, both these teams are not like a new teams or the dark horse or the underdogs. Now, the players over here are again the same. They've been playing for a long time, for a long years, and also they come up together, form a team, and now here they are into the Ascension League 2026, into the top 16. Talking about the Darwin's Gaming, it is kind of an old squad which was dismantled because of the players, and now it's been reformed. The lineup is quite new, so I'm really hoping like how they will play or how well they are going to synergize with each other.
Yeah, I remember, like, I can't exactly pinpoint how many years ago, but yeah, I remember the squad DG, right? They were at the top of the I believe global leaderboards back then. So yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised when I saw them playing it. So it looks like they have come back, but just like you mentioned, they have a few different players. We do have, that's Tetsuya, right? Like he has a sharp trim going on, like looking very different right now. But yeah, he's one of the most recognizable players, I would believe. On the other side though, Inferno, who do we know from their side? I actually don't know anyone except for, who is that? Kelra?
Yeah. Same. When I know Kelra, that's it. Hands down, he's the top most jungler. The gold laner at this point. But moving on to the draft, it's quite unusual draft to be honest. Like Darwin's Gaming, banning out the Esmeralda. So this point, we've never seen an Esmeralda ban. To be frank, like hey, are Darwin game are gonna cook something into the draft tonight, or is just a preemptive another respect bans coming towards the Inferno? But on to the contrary, Marcel's been banned out off the table from the side of Inferno. Now the question is whether or not they will be gambling out with the Zushin and Freya. If not, then what are they going to trade off with?
Yeah. So I think they should definitely not be gambling the Zushin out, unless the thing about Zushin right now is I believe a lot of people kind of mistake it. They believe if you just pick up an assassin, you can counter it. That's not how it works most of the time, unless like an exceptional scenario of a Fanny. And even then, I would argue that is not 100% guarantee either. What you can exactly do is play into her weakness. She has the same weakness as a Sicilian. It is the mana issue. Once you overwhelm her, she doesn't have enough mana, it's easy to burst her out. So you just need to overwhelm her as much as possible. But for that, you need a proper composition, and at the same time, your opponent is not going to let you obviously overwhelm their strong pick. So would definitely not recommend doing that, but hey, maybe they have a game plan on their mind, so let's see if that will happen. But I think a Zushin ban will happen, which might open out the Freya for the side of Darwin's game.
Valentina ban coming in. Darwin's game at this point, they're playing mind games. A Sora could be the possible option. Now Inferno, they need to choose between 3 heroes, whether to ban Sora or just keep it out Sora. All open. 1-for-2 trade is gonna happen. Like hey, they gave one of the heroes, Zushin, Freya, or Sora. They can give one heroes to the Darwin's game and just grab 2 of them. So this point is they want to do a 1v1 trade or 1-for-2 trade. It's all up to them. But if not these three heroes, what are the other possible options? Harley is something that there's a high potential. Oh,
you called it to existence.
And I was not like thinking about that. Like, okay, there is a possible that they would ban out Harley and like do a 1-for-2.
Now you lead the way to the next adventure.
Sora, they're gonna prioritize for the side of Darwin's game. Inferno now have the possible chance to go with the Freya into the goal lane and Zushin into the mid lane, going for the two of the meta heroes right into the hands. But the question is, like, how do you want to counter it? You want to play a Lilian in the mid lane or a Zishan to gamble it out in terms of range, or you want to pick a EU? Right now, EU is also open.
Yep. I think Eve. Okay, they do not let us finish it. They are kind of thinking ahead. That's good. That's good for them, right? But yeah, I feel like Eve would just make the most sense because of the kill box, as well as the fact that she's one of the mages that, funny enough, has good mobility for a simple reason. Her first skill provides a lot of movement speed for her to rotate around as long as she's able to poke, which is also beneficial to her because you're going to be, obviously, the damage from her first skill is so, like, something that you don't expect of such a minuscule skill to hit, but it's such a large amount. It can take a huge chunk of your HP if you're a squishy especially. So let's see. Inferno right now, obviously, they're put in front of Sora, which is going to be a little bit of a CC even if I'm not mistaken. And there's also the fact that there's no Valentina that you can pick it up to counter. So they will just go with the good old reliable YSS. I feel like he just appears almost in every game close to like in every tournament. But at the same time, picking him up as the jungle. They will have to play for a... I mean, I get it, they have a fighter goal lane, but Freya's also kind of squishy, I would argue, especially in the early phase, where she does not have enough damage to really guarantee the fact that she can outburst everyone.
Yeah, that's true. And that's why you get certain heroes to revolve around it so that the cons of this hero are being protected by some other. That's why it's a 5v5 game, and I like the fact that they are panning out a Phobius right on point, cause, hey, Freya against a Phobius, and right now Darwin's game, we don't know, like, the Sora is into the XP lane or in the goal lane. It's a flex pick, so the Phobius out of the picture is certainly a good, given the fact that she has a lot of dashes. Alongside Ascension, it's going to be a tremendous problem if it's open. Goes into the hands of Darwin's game at this point, but pan out the Leo mode, so not a very lot of options. Suyo is there in terms of jungle, so Darwin's game, they could prioritize that. If not, there is the Hayabusa, a situational or a pocket pick if they want to go alongside it. But Paxley is also open. It would be a good counter if they want to play with the high mobility kind of a draft. And also, it's a really great hero to burst down the Freya alongside Azushin.
Yeah. It boils down, I mean, Baksha will fall into that trying to overwhelm the Zushin because, well, she will most likely, obviously, in a team fight where Sora is obviously trying to initiate along with a Grok, if you also throw a Baksha into the mix, there's all three tanky heroes that you really have to take care of. And after she knocks up like few targets, after that the mana regen, it's going to take that, I think, 3 solid seconds, and that will give them, yeah, they're gonna be going with the plan of going for a utility, but not with an anti-heal. Instead, they're gonna be going with a pseudo suppression, Akai's heavy spin. They're gonna be relying on that. Is it because of the Kufra?
I'm quite not sure, cause the point I saw Akai was into the dilemma, like they're gonna be an all-out pick into the XP lane and then we're just gonna throw the Sora into the goal lane, laning up against a Freya. It's a stalemate unless and until Sora hits the level 4. It's gonna be a Sora winning against a Freya unless and until she just jumps out of the harm's way of the punches of the Sora. But yeah, that's the lane situation. But Nakai against a Claude versus Freya into the goal lane, and Nakai is certainly a good pick right in the hands of Shane, but I'm still not liking the idea. Because you are about to play into the kill box composition and then you have picked up a hero who's just gonna disperse everyone out of the picture.
Going for very sandbaggy on that EXP lane. Just no utility, just try to take up as much as hits to the face as possible. Is it try to pressure the Sora, or is it the fact that they want to like intimidate the Eve, you know, because Uranus's damage is also something that you cannot neglect easily, especially once his first skill starts stacking up. So maybe Uranus is their repellent for the Eve, try to pressure her away. Is that it? Because like I'm a little skeptical about the Uranus at least. But yeah, Khufra is also very like execution hero. You miss the S1, yeah, you're gonna be cooked.
Yeah, that's why I think the picture about Uranus right now is just to provide the vision and try to be a nuisance just as he is. But with the fact the vision is provided, it gives a lot of potential. Alongside a Ascension Mountain Shocker, you have the global vision. So the Khufra alongside of Freya could jump onto the back line and Khufra can provide the essential setup. But it's just the fact that into the XP lane, there's not a lot of heroes who could just lane away against the Sora into the early phases. And also, Uranus is just gonna take some punches and heal himself with the passive at this point. But I'm still not concerned about Shane onto the Takai pick.
And with this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Land of Dawn at Accession League. We are at the Best of 3 series first match and first game of the evening. And of course, myself, Ray, again, joining with Sasuke. There's no other casters tonight. Anyways, I just don't know why I felt like pointing it out. But anyways, with this, we're going to be seeing how both of these teams rotate. We have an interesting draft on our hands. We get that 1-2 trade-off in the draft itself, which was, of course, Zushin and the Freya getting... They got it in their hands for the side of Inferno for the Sora. So let's see how it works out.
A lot of aggression and the bow coming in from the side of Zushin, making sure that the A is all XP, but you know, at this point, like each side, both the side lanes, they're trying to gain the momentum or gain the upper hand, try to control the momentum. But yeah, Khufra just way too out in.
Yep. That bottom lane, a lot of pressure. That's a 4v1 situation. Tetsu might be getting taken down here, but at the same time, looks like a little bit of a cavalry has arrived. First blood, Red will get taken out immediately, but at the same time, Zushin will secure a kill with retaliation. Still going in strong. Oh, the Eve taken out quite low. Can the Khufra secure a kill? Yes, he does. Pinkstone will be getting it as well. At the same time, MVP Kens unfortunately gets taken down, and so will Equinox. We see a huge brawl at the orange buff right before the turtle right here, Sasuke.
Trades after trades. It was just a battle for a red buff. It's not even a riddle, but eventually it was just a Darwin's game coming onto the top, and that is the sun form, Tiffin Sky, Torrent form, deadly punches Uranus into the ground. Redstone off the table. Now Darwin Games taking the turtle and now looking forward for the enemy blues. Ascension just quickly wraps it up with a retribution.
Good. It looks like he kind of realized he can't contest, so better just take up his resources as fast as possible because the invasion is very highly likely. And right now, since they're kind of behind already, it will be kind of wise to farm as much as possible. But if the orange buff is smelled out, maybe we might see another engage there. But looks like Akai, he's like, you know, let's not repeat the circumstances again. Let's just take our buffs peacefully for now. Deadly immediately gets the War Axe under 3 minutes. Oh, top lane, we see a little bit of action, but Rustin Cole will be safe. Doesn't even use the Purify.
Doesn't even need to use the Purify because it's just out of the harm's way at this point. But the goal lane is just the Freya. Oh.
A lot of poke in the mid lane between both of the mages, as well as the fact that Tetsu's using his passive. Top lane, interesting scenario. Rustin Cole still poking despite being quite low HP, but Pinkstone still not level 4 yet.
Not level 4 yet. He's tried once. Now again into the top lane. They are trying to spark some hate. In the bot lane, it was a 1v2 situation, forcing down Deadly. Just managed to escape, burning out the flicker. Out of the harm's way he goes, but Ascension is there to clear away the creeps away from the enemy jungle, taking away the advantage. And even Akai is doing the same in the top lane, so it's 50-50. Oh, there's the Hurricane Dance.
Yep, Hurricane Dance coming in. At the same time, looks like a team fight is breaking out. Kelra on to the other side, as well as a blazing duet popping in. A lot of damage being dished out. Kelra will take out, and at the same time, the team fight still going in. Khufra survives this fray, but Shane looks like he's not going to be in a good position. He's still going in, but look at the Sora coming in. Punches the ground with a mighty fist, and going to be able to take down Equinox as well. But at the same time, Shane finally falls in. will be the casualty. Look at the damage coming in from Sora. Redstone getting melted out. Sidesteps and barely survive that engage. But Tetsu still on that orange buff all alone by himself.
Man, the constant pressure from both the teams.
Yeah.
And the constant bloodbath. It's just a matter of time. Cole picking up that team monitor sword, trying to poke away the Freya. That was a lot of damage. Know that the Valkyrie descent is not there, and now just forcing away to the second turtle at this point now. Inferno.
Oh, MVP Cans gets it. Sora will take out Equinox on the Zushin. Right on mid lane. Here comes the chessboard. Gonna be able to take out Pinkstone. And again, another engaged tech charge into the mid lane. Is it gonna be enough to match? No, I don't think so. Oh, look at Keller. He's going in strong with the Valkyrie's descent. Shut down secured for Deadly. Still going in, but has to retreat for now because it's still too early to be turret diving. But they get a trade for a trade. But that's an EXP for a roam. I would say Inferno came out on top. Oh, top lane. There's a blazing duet. And MVP Cans will be getting that kill.
Man, the burst coming in from this Ascension is on point. Looking at quick itemization, he grabs the Hunter Strike. Now looking forward for the I think he's gonna go make the Endless Battle at this point, or maybe a Vorex. It's 90% chance that he's going for the Endless Battle at this point, but yeah. Overall, again, the Pinkstone goes with a stun. Not at least forced to use the 15 Skies Thunder form away from the harm's way, but man, if they had the damage, if the Ascension was there, it was again a kill into the arsenal. Goal lead is just a miniature of some couple of goals though. A constant fight up, down, all over the map. Again in the bottom lane, Mountain Shocker being landed out, Deadly in some dire situation.
Yeah, and looks like they have recognized the threat. They just gotta take out Deadly, and that's what they do. But at the same time, Keller might be facing the same vicinity. Chessboard popping in, but a flicker gets used. Dashes after dashes. Keller will be fine, but not the turret. Shane will secure that. A macro into their hands, but so will the side of Inferno onto the bottom side. Looks like they still kind of want to go in towards the mid grass. Will they be able to find any angle to do so? Looks like no. Pinkstone will try to retreat, but oh, Redstone, he's still kind of hungry. Goes towards Rustin Cole, dishing out some damage. Keller coming in from the back end. Is there a Valkyrie's decent? No, he doesn't have it, but he's still going in. He wants to take down Tetsu. Does he have the flicker? No, he doesn't. Killing spree secured, and right now Purple is most likely gonna get contested out, or at least a retribution forced, because the YSS is on the turtle already and gonna be getting it with no competition. Looks like the tides have switched, and Inferno is right now taking the game in their control.
Red team has slain the turtle.
Man, this constant aggression from this Inferno, and I was giving back and forth. Inferno taking the lead. Mountain Tackle landed down. Deadly into that situation again. Scans picks up the kill.
They have been like, they realized that Deadly, I mean, like, you gave a power pick, why not just take care of the power pick, right? If you take care of Deadly, there's nothing much that they can do right now, because he had been the crucial force disabling the Zushin. But here comes the chessboard into the Land of Dawn, and the heavy spin as well. The damage is going to be dead. Tetsu secures the kill into Pinkstone. Kufra's not having a good position, but to be fair, he's facing an Akai and a Grok. That's 2 tanks for 1. Mid lane, looks like we're going to be seeing a lot of action soon, because that's where the side of Darwin's game is trying to prioritize. Freya looks like she's getting into a position. Is it going to be enough though? Dashes out of the danger. Equinox in a lot of trouble. Here comes Deadly, lands the punches, but at the same time, YS is into the back and has enough damage. Takes a kill into Tetsu, but there's going to be the blazing duet, and I think he's still surviving. He's still surviving, but finally a shutdown. Rustin Cole. He was in the blind spot in the grass and could not target it out. That was close.
Man, the man takes a bullet of the blazing duet right on face and still survives. It's just a matter of time that he falls down again. A beautiful jump, but he misses down. A sidestepping on from Neo makes him at the bay. Now looking at the quick itemization, Claude onto the golden stuff, now making all the way to the Coruscant site. And man, that Vorex did came into the handy for Ascension at this point. Is dealing and dishing out a lot of damage. But Keldra might be in some trouble chasing 2 members. This constant fight back and forth, man. Clock of Destiny being secured, so mana issue is still gonna be there, but not as much.
Oh, mid lane, Deadly goes in for an engage inside the turret. has to use a flicker to get out of it, but here comes Kevlar from behind, looks for the Eve, wants to take her out. A Purify gets used, flicker used up as well, mega kill secured. Kelra with the kill, and right now the Hurricane Dance not gonna be really effective at doing anything. Gets knocked up as well, a lot of damage into the table, but doesn't really matter. They take out the person that had the best zoning capability, and so they will go towards the Lord with no contest.
No big two ultimates. The tech charge alongside the Hurricane Dance not available. Gives a green signal for the side of Inferno for the Lord in the 4v5 situation. Quick highlighted what actually happened. Like, hey, the tech charge was used in a defensive way now, so the Hurricane Dance in 1 -second, Kelra was able to flicker out of the harm's way again. Now all that left was over again. This guy's on the farm. Deadly.
Looks like we're getting a deja vu. Tech charge connects it to 4 people. Brings in all of them inside the chessboard, but not going to be enough damage. All of them taken down quite low, but unfortunately, no follow-up. Rustin Cole didn't have the Blazing Duet to really dive into and finish it up. And because of that, they're going to be all okay. And retreat to safety as the Lord's going to be coming on top. And they also have the Holy the Shield. So the Lord's going to get cleared out. That's not an issue. So let's see if they can really translate it into a mid-turret. I think that's what they've been trying to do so far, but have not been successful to do so. I think they should just skip the top lane because the Lord's going to get melted. Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter as long as Judgment is back. Oh,
okay.
No,
Whoa, bottom lane! Kelra takes down Deadly, he will make sure he's dead. And right now Eve, caught in a pickle, kind of a bad position. Neo has to get out of there, and he will. Because of Freya's Valkyrie decent form gets expired, but at the same time, Uranus popping in, into the back end, dashes out. At the same time, Zushin gonna be joining in the team fight, does have the blue buff, gonna be most likely having a little bit of advantage. Look at the mana, it's not going that fast right now. That's why, like, if the Zushin is able to, like, acquire the purple buff, it's really advantageous for you. And with this mid lane, looks like they finally take down the tier 1, and for now, they might just take a step back because they've already exposed 2 inhibitors, only 1 left in the mid lane.
Only 1 left in the mid lane, and holy, it's still building up into favors of Inferno at this point, and just matter of time, like how are they gonna play it out. But no, Darwin's Gaming, they have kind of a counter engage aspect, like they could just play around a big chessboard or the real one manipulation, block out the exit with the walls of the Grok, and you go gung-ho with the tech charge and the Hurricane Dance, spinning all 3 to 5 enemies, and then you got
Whoa, mid lane, it's a full-on fight, and with this, Rustin Cole will be getting his killing spree. Looks like they're gonna be going with another stone that is gonna be red, but at the same time, they're going in. Kelra onto the back and finds Neo, gonna be able to burst out. No, a great flicker coming in, but it's not gonna be enough. Kelra also jumped in again. Blazing Duet dishing out a lot of damage, but Kelra will be trying to dash it out with a passive and will be safe for now. And with this, Lucian still going in strong, but you're solo against 3. Kind of a bad decision, but at the same time, Redstone will be able to follow it up and finish out the Claude. And with this, 2 members really taken down low and really enticing the Uranus to go in. At the same time, on the other side, MVP Gens will take out the Grok. And look at it, Akai, I feel like you kind of overstayed with that amount of HP and will get taken out by Kelra. And with this, is that a full wipeout? Yes, it is.
It is a full wipeout from side of Darwin's Gaming. Just look at what actually happened. Blazing Duet again. Kelra was sustaining all of the damage and he still lives. And all down, they get the Equinox, they get something out of it, but again, Rustin Cole goes down, Uranus still there, and now Freya joins the battle again, clearing into the top, and just, it's total wiped out. Look at that, the damage, the constant pull from this Uranus, it goes again. He managed to take down 2 of the members, then Freya was there to just dish out whatever's left, and Gens was just chasing down Tetsu the whole time. And man, again, this might be the blunder. Uranus might be in some trouble, but he gets out of the harm's way. Purify, something that is is good for him, like.
Yeah, he has enough defense right now. Won't get bursted out that easily. But Kelra 707, that is an insane KDA right there. And right now with the Lord marching in as well, gets the DHS secured. Bottom lane gonna be the main contention. They want that inhibitor out. Mid lane's already down, and they pick up the Grok. Is he gonna be able to get a tech charge? Yes, it knocks up 4, but doesn't really matter. At the same time comes the chessboard. Enough damage is it gonna be? I don't think so. Zushin gonna be able to retreat at the same time. EMI with the blazing duet into the back end. Is it going to be? No. Kelra, shut it down. Rust and Cole. And right now, this is the time to retaliate back. They don't have their DPS. They're trying to, but at the same time, they gotta take care of their base minions. Can't exactly overextend right now.
Even though Kelra falls down, they do have MVP cans alongside Equinox at this point, and I believe like the constant pull from this Equinox is gonna do a lot of damage with Cans at this point. But 548, Cans looking forward for it. The blue buff, I think, yeah. Seventh game just took it, the snatch of it.
Oh, that was a. But yeah, it doesn't have that big cooldown in the later game, but so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that was kind of weird to just charge blindly. And on the top side, oh, they left it unattended. That's going to be a resource loss. They're gonna lose out the turret.
Oh, one down and yeah, one hit and the base is exposed now from the top lane. The far lane at this point is in the control of Inferno. So overall, the macro advantage, Inferno has it. Darwin's still struggling by the slither of a thread or a piece of a thread, but it all comes down to the next Lord in the 30 seconds how they're gonna play it off. But they still have a big advantage. Oh, Flicker forced out, is trying to do something, a tech charge being forced away, and Ken's read it like a book from a mile away.
Yeah, they have been really good at predicting out all the tech charges, but oh, that could have been a Hurricane Dance, but Zushin was able to snip it out. Gonna be playing it safe for now, but look at the damage coming in. Pink Stone looking for an angle, but Redstone on the other side. Kelra, Kelra's on the bush. Darwin's game. Don't you get distracted in a team fight. Kelra is looking for a backdoor. Okay. They finally get it. Deadly is gonna be responding back, but doesn't really matter. MVP Ken's already at the Lord. I don't think Akai can really contest it. Oh, is that going to be a 1 versus 1 between Kelra and Deadly? Oh, not for now at least. And right now they're responding back. Just gonna be waiting for the Lord to be coming in. Oh, they took it at such a right time. Lord's gonna be coming in early. Doesn't really matter the lane thing right now. They just want to end the game. Deadly going in towards the backside. A lot of minions coming in the bottom side as well.
At this point, just need to revolve around and pray like their real world manipulation, the kind of plays they hope for with this kind of a drop, do execute it. They have all the resources except for the shifting skies, but the RWM.
Yep, bottom lane, they defended well. They will still maintain their name. Oh, that's a set right there. Tech charge as well as the roaring star is gonna be there, but and they take out Equinox with the Hurricane Spin. But is it enough though? Just one target. Kudos to them, they pull up a good defense. But I guess it is more of the fact that there is no lane sync at all. Inferno just wanted to rush in with the Lord.
Okay, and a quick look. 18 minutes to the game at this point. Like, everyone is already kicked up, and look at that Claude. Just get the final item, the Rose Gold Meteor, along with the... Forgot the item name. But yeah, the wind of nature. Sorry. The wind of nature. Okay. The wind of nature. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So at this point, like they're just gonna farm a gold again. Oh, tech charge. On to the point. Like that was a beautiful stun onto the pink stone.
Oh, they take down MVP Cans with the RWM, and right now they're gonna be going in. Redstone taking a lot of damage. That's a bright, beautiful wall right there. Not like cornering them in the angle, but it's gonna expire. At the same time, Rust and Cole. Oh, Kelra looking for an angle from behind, looking most likely for Neo. He's gonna get found out, but he's gonna be safe, and he'll dash away to safety. Rust and Cole as well, looking for an angle to go with a BMI. Doesn't really find it just yet.
Deadly to the rescue on the top lane. The far lane is under the control of the Inferno, so they have a constant push from these minions, a slow push or whatever you want to call it. So that's into the advantage. No matter the Kens falls down or Kelra falls down, we have to the early advantage. The whole macro is under the control until and unless it's wiped out for Inferno or a 3 members down. with Kelra and Kens, Darwin's games are forced to play in a defensive way.
And with this, the game's quite extended a bit because both of the teams are going in for each other's throat. Valkyrie's descent used to retreat out of there, but maybe time for them to retaliate. But seeing that there's a Lord, they decide not to really pick up any pointless fights on top. They're going to be moving it back towards the Lord phase. And let's see if... they find a heavy spin angle. Gonna be enough though? I don't think so. Purify gets used. Jushin's gonna be fine. So Akai does not have any more utility. He's gonna be the skateboard. He's gonna get taken out most likely. Kilra trying to find an angle on the back end. Rustin Cole dishing out the damage as well. Oh, Deadly. Can he find the angle to do so? A beautiful RWM being placed as well. Pinkstone most likely will get taken out. Immortality getting topped up as well. Redstone still going in. Deadly gets a kill. Pinkstone. And with this, MVP Cans coming in from behind. Kelra still alive. And with this Crimson Beacon coming in. Neo gonna be in danger. Rustin Cole takes out MVP Cans though. Back-to-back trade-offs being made. And with this, looks like we're in for a seesaw kind of a gameplay because, looks like they're gonna be going it. The draw Tetsu most likely will gonna be falling in. That's an immortality swap at the last moment, but doesn't really matter. He cannot retreat. And with this 2 for 2, but who has the upper hand exactly? Both of them don't have the junglers. Can't go for the Lord.
Man, this was quite a fight. Both the teams swiping out the items at the last point. Like, look at that. Claude was already in the trouble. Used the wind of nature. Now he sweeps out with the immortality. And he gets out of the arm's way as he just managed to slice down the throat of Kens at this point. And now making sure that Tetsu did the same thing. Try to buy some more time for the team. And now Valkyrie descends Kelra in some dire situation. RWM alongside the Hurricane Dance.
Kelra gets taken out. That's the main source of DPS. Equinox also kind of looking into trouble. There's gonna be pink stone? No, red stone. Why do we have 2 stones? No Emma stones though, but with this, they're gonna be... Looks like the Lord contention is going to be interesting because constantly someone needs to go back to take care of the base. That creates a numerical advantage on the side of Inferno. Look at that. They get a nice pin into the wall and Akai most likely gonna get taken out. Is that an immortality picked up already? Pinkstone getting taken out really low. The Lord will actually knock him out. But at the same time, what's happening at the base? Will the minions take the MVP this time again? But no. Redstone taken out quite low as well. Rustin Cole working on the Lord all by himself. Akai also got taken out by the Lord. Immortality gets wasted out. What's happening? A chaotic mess in the land of the ladies and gentlemen. Minions rushing in towards the base. MVP Ken sees a little bit of an open window. Can he reach there? Can he go there? There's a lot of minions. He just needs to go towards the base. Can he end it? Can he end it? Oh my god! Lot of stuff happening. He's going for the immortality, but the Lord's finally here. He's not gonna be able to do it. The base will survive at 20 to 10% HP. Is this a comeback? Is this... Oh my goodness.
The miracle that Darwin's game needed at this point. Man, how did the master pull it off and again into the top lane? It's just Grog bullying some Uranus at this point, but yeah, nothing major. But it's 2 members down. Equinox alongside the Kens, so Kelra is the only sole member. The damage dealing aspect, but against the 5, I don't think so. That's a good option. So Darwin's game with this kind of a Lord, they are likely to end unless and until Equinox or Kens takes it away. There's a Valkyrie descent click of forced away.
Yep, a lot of resources getting out, but Kelra, you're not going to be able to survive it. And with this, looks like we're in for an epic comeback. And there's only one person defending the base. It's not going to be enough. The base is going to get taken out with a complete 180. Quite an extended game, but at the end, it's going to be Darwin's game taking in the lead in this best of 3 series.
Man, what a game, eh?
Point like...
Tetsuri was respawned and he checked the timer. It was 39 seconds. He gambled it out on a 50-50, like, hey, 41 seconds. The new minions or a fresh batch of minions gonna spawn. So it is okay, but also it was a 50-50 in that tense situation. He goes into the team fight and makes a play happen. And all that for a Lord. And once the Ascension picks up like, hey, we can just win and just need to beat the base. The whole 5 members of Darwin's game just managed to pull that off. I mean, I'm still not able to digest that play, that what actually happened. Just end moment. Rustin goal with that.
They threw everything, like they threw everything possible to go for the defense, and yeah, that really paid it off. 23 minutes game, quite unextended, quite a bit like almost a very late game match that we had in this first game in this BO3. Quite a game, like really great way to start the evening, honestly. Like an epic comeback combined with the fact that it almost would have been a backdoor end by Inferno. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, you know how to start the beautiful evening. Just pick 2 tanks with a Sora and boom, you're already there. I was quite skeptical about this Kakai pick, like how is gonna be there, but the wall alongside a Hurricane Dance made it all happen. Shane did manage to pull it off, even though it was quite too late. You're just waiting for a Stain to get into the power spike and manage to dish out the damage. And Sora into the XP lane was it was also a good pick. Like he was also able to dish out a lot of damage, and most of the time he's just running onto the Shifting Skies Thunder form. So he was able to dish out the damage unless and until Rustin was onto the point. So when he was onto the point, he shifted it to the torrent form, making a lot of crowd control movement, a lot of crowd control aspect, and boom, there you have it. Man, this 23 minutes of insane plays back and forth from both these teams, constant right from the beginning. It's just too much for my brain to handle it at this point, man.
Yeah, it was quite a long game right in the first series. Wasn't expecting it to go like this long, especially like, considering the fact that Inferno had a really substantial amount of lead and were already knocking in the base like 10 minutes ago, and it was just constant defense coming in from the side of Darwin's game, as well as Rustin Cole's really great micro, positioning himself away from Kelra in each team fight and having that. Basically, I think he was a reason. I mean, he definitely got the MVP for a reason, right? But yeah, he was definitely the key to success. The main thing that Darwin's game honestly like gambled on was trusting Rustin Cole will take care of it, even at the late phase as a Claude, and it really worked out. You can see he did not have any boots either, going in full ham with the damage build, only a Wind of Nature in his hand. And also, kudos to Neo as well. Great positioning. So many times Keller is looking out for him, and I think only twice he got taken out. But other than that, he was always in safe hands. And I think definitely Shane played a part on it, making sure that Akai was a key to playing that defensive game. But with this, we are in for a treat. We might see maybe a game 3, a possibility, or maybe Darwin's game might just say, hey, you almost had us in the game number 1. We're not gonna let you do it, and might just go for a sweep.
That's true. One of the most possibilities, like why Neo was into the safe spot, is just because, like, hey, when you have 2 of the bodyguards, a Kai and a Grok, it's possible. Like, hey, there's no other alternative. Like, you cannot be marked unless and until you have been into the bad spot. But likely it was a good game. You go with the 2 bodyguards he has, and he was already playing around the Kai and Grok, making sure he's not the target. And also they managed to put all the trust in the late game into the hands of Rustin, and did manage to take it out into the last fight right before the Lord. He took down MVP, basically Yis and Shin, and he died.
MVP Kenzie.
MVP Kenzie, and in just a nick amount of time he just managed to swap item really quick. But the 1-to-2 ratio trade that Inferno did, it cost them the game number 1. So in the game number 2, are we going to see similar trade? Because into the game number 2, I believe Inferno will be on the blue side. So are they gonna play the same tactics that Darwin's game did?
That's going to be obviously a really good question, because I mean, they kind of had the game in their bag if it wasn't for the fact that the defense was just really beautiful. I feel like the Eve also like was working over time, making sure, like you saw, right? Like the bottom tier turrets stood so long for one simple reason. The Eve's RWM, that kill box was just making sure the Zushin can't get in, neither pink stone or redstone, because they don't exactly have a I mean, they all have one dash, and after that they're kind of caught inside of there, so they just avoided it like a plague. And because of that, a lot of the times I feel like they were not able to exactly dive as much as deep as they wanted to. I feel like it is a fact because it boils down to Neo's positioning. Kelra was actually the one trying to always go behind and take care of Neo, but he was just escaping it each time and time again. And then again, it was a really good woven game, I would say. Like, you circle back and back again. Why was Neo surviving? Well, it was because of the Akai. So well thought of draft from the side of Darwin's game. So let's see if they can pull off. Last game, you might maybe call it a miracle perhaps, because they survived with 10% of the Nexus HP, maybe even less, because I'm not good at percentage that much. But let's see what will happen as we head into the game number 2, and we're going to be seeing a new addition in the bands. What is that, a Kalia? Coming out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah, but on the contrary, without any wasting any time, they just ban out Sora like, hey, this time I know what you're planning. You know what you're planning. That's not gonna happen. Gonna take out the Sora.
We're smelling it.
We're smelling it from a mile away. But
it's not gonna happen.
Overall, so they do have a lot of options if they don't want to ban out Freya or Azultion, but Leo mode is gonna be the next on block, the banning phase. So that leaves Guinevere, Ascension, Suyo, Baxia, and Fredrin, the most playable heroes into the jungle. So Priya is the next ban coming in from the side of Darwin's Gaming. The next Inferno could set up a potential Valentina is like required, so they won't ban it unless and until they could go with the Claude or Carry into the goal lane, making sure that that's not gonna be a trouble if they want to prioritize a Fredrin or a Baxia or maybe some other heroes.
This is an expanding river map, so a Khalid will have like immense value, as well as a Hilda, because you're going to be rotating even much faster. So maybe that's something they might consider in this time around. And I mean, to be fair, Khalid is always going to be valued for one simple reason: you get the sustain, the initiation, and you also get the fact that his wave clear is insane. Even if your mid lane is someone like, I mean, kind of like Lunox or Selena, who don't exactly can clear the wave in like a skill, Khalid really pairs up well. So maybe something we might see something along those lines. There's the Marcel Ben coming in from the side of Inferno, and Darwin's Game again. Right now, do they want to make a trade? Why are they taking time to ban out the Zushin? I mean, they kind of can ban out the Zushin and just, you know, follow a textbook. And yeah, they have to, because this time there's no Freya, there's no Sora, you can't do anything. They basically eliminate out the trade. Like, we don't want to barter anything.
Yeah. But that leaves a Grog. They really want to go for it. Baxia is also available. Go with Azishan into the mid lane. That's a good. But is it a first priority pick?
Because I saved my nation from falling apart.
Okay, they trade off the YSS immediately, perhaps fearing the dual obviously Zacian YSS combo, and they pick up the Grog for themselves for, of course, Tetsu. I mean, Grog's performance was also pretty good. I think he was actually able to utilize the immunity of his skill cast each time like Zushin tried to pick him up. He avoided it a lot of times, I noticed. But like you mentioned, there's going to be the Baxia immediately getting locked in. I feel like they're really keen on getting these because they kind of are afraid that these might get taken away in the next phase of the ban. So just prioritizing it for now. What's next though?
That's true.
Like a Guinevere? Or no?
Guinevere is in a roam position. That's doable, but I'm thinking of a Claude at this point because you have a frontliner, you have constant poke into the mid lane. That is kind of an early, but you need some sort of a late game or damage because Baxia is a utility base. Okay, they go with the CC, again a flex pick, so you don't know whether it's going to be into the XP lane or a gold lane, so that's kind of a good. But what do you want to pick? You want to go with the Eve into the mid lane to go with again a killbox composition. It works really well with the Mountain Shocker and also the Tech Charge. So if they want to go with the kind of an idea, they can, but they go with the Lilia this time just to burst around the Baxia, the Zacian and just get out with the harms with the black shoes. I think that's kind of the idea.
Yeah. I think so as well. I think maybe they wanted to go for perhaps like Lunox, but they kind of realized they kind of need a better AoE in this against the Baksha itself. So they're going to be going with Lilia, something we don't see often these days, but still good nonetheless. But it boils down to the execution a lot, because she's a skill shot mage. If you're really able to land your hits, you're going to be able to become S tier. If you kind of spam your skills, yeah, you're not going to be able to really utilize it. It does happen, especially in the team fights, where like in those fast-paced team fights, it's kind of hard to really boil it down to where you're aiming, especially with the Lily, I believe, because she covers, her skill area is massive, but the burst is small. But there we go, the Khalid's gonna get banned out. Like I mentioned, Expanding River don't want more mobility, and instead Inferno will be banning out the Claude for Rustin, respecting it. And like you mentioned, they did not pick up the Claude themselves, and they did not want the Claude either. So what's the game plan? Wait, there's a carry open?
Yeah,
but no pick.
50-50, yeah, 50-50. The next ban from the side of Inferno could be a carry.
Yeah.
And the CC they could just throw away the CC into the goal lane, then pick something else into the XP lane, but
Dragon's still open.
Do that. Oh, well, now it's not.
Okay.
Yudong is banned out.
I feel like we're jinxing it by mentioning you mentioned Harley last game. Harley got banned. What's happening? It's funny to see, but yeah, no dragon.
Okay, so Hilda alongside taken off the table. So what's left? Darwin's game, they need some sort of a goal lane. If they're throwing the YG Sunshine, they can also go with the Fred Rain if they want to contest in terms of the sustainability. If not, Guinevere is also a good pick if they want to throw it into the jungle area. Else, they can go. What else they can go? CC is out of the picture. Freya is banned. Sora is out of the picture. If they want to go with a double fighter.
Okay.
Glue. Oh, they go with the glue.
Glue causes issue for the Baksha and the Zacian, I believe, right? It's actually something that bothers them heavily. Okay, Kelra going with like a very Kelra-ish pick, a Granger. Interesting choice. How good do you think it's going to well off? I feel like it's very comfort pick rather than something like, oh, Granger is good in this match. I feel like this is very comfort oriented.
Yeah, it's feel the same, like it's very much comfort oriented unless and until they go with some sneaky pick. But what else? Right now they need a roam, perhaps some healer. If not, then what? Again, I think Hellcut could be a case, but against this kind of a comp, it does have the option, like you can burst down. Oh, they go with the Gatut Kachar. Never mind, they go with the Gatut Kachar. So a lot of crowd control from the side of Inferno, with the Fury of the Phoenix and the AOG knocking down. And also CC with the curtains call, just
there we go.
sibling two of the members. Oh, they go with the Harley, the sneaky assassin, which is left open. Till now.
Surprised they actually waited for that long, but I guess they kind of were waiting. But yeah, Granger's gonna be having a rough time unless he tries to rush that Rose Gold. I think he should, absolutely, after the Hunter Strike and the Sky Piercer, like third item, or else you're gonna be in a lot of trouble because Harley scales up really fast. And I believe the main thing that's like he's the reason he's in the meta right now, that ultimate cooldown is just broken.
Yeah, it's not just the Granger, it's also the Zacian. It's gonna be having a tough time. So Equinix alongside the Kelra, they need to look out for the Harley threat constantly.
Yeah.
Now it all falls down on the hands of Shane. So, Darwin's game this time have a good kind of a comp, like Mountain Shocker. And then if Harley is going with a sneaky pick, he knows where all the heroes are. So he can just use his ultimate and just burst out of the picture, the backliners from the side of Inferno. I like this draft, but it all depends on the early poke. Zacian against a Lilia. Lilia do have the early poke and lane clear alongside Zacian. It all comes down to how they are executing it well. And also the first turtle is going to be the show of the match.
All troops deployed.
Yeah. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the Land of Dawn. We're already into game number 2 of the first BO3 series of tonight. Darwin's game taking in the lead, looking for a sweep. And Inferno, they are just going to be trying to get it back. But let's see what it happens. Right now, I feel like something interesting is definitely that Harley, which is definitely going to be the main threat. And if I'm not mistaken, of course, Sasuke, like the passive of Zacian, it does not trigger for Harley as long as he doesn't get close, right? So Harley's kind of like anti-Zacian as well.
That's true. Oh, it's gonna be the gold creep away. Retribution being used. Wise Shane is farming up, but nothing as of now. Both the teams like they're just trying to farm up at this point. Neo clearing out into the safe lane. So the matchup into the goal lane, Ascension versus the Rangers, it's going to be a good. Ascension do have the opportunity, just to get out of the harm's way, the straight line or the straight bullet face. But into the top lane, Redstone in some problem. 4 members of the Darwin's Gaming are trying to poke him out, man. That is so cool. Patrick's skin. I wish I had it.
Yeah. Bottom lane, it's interesting. Grange is getting a lot of pressure from Rustin Cole already. So, what we say? Oh, look at that into the top lane. They're pressuring Deadly again. Looks like it's gonna be a first blood. Yes, indeed. Kenzie will take the kill right now. And with this, the turtle fight looks a little bit favorable, but he's gonna be back. Deadly, he looks like he's the public enemy number 1, but oh, Kingstone gets. Why was the Godot targeted? But anyways, in the mid lane, look at that. Neo in a tight spot gets taken out. No black shoes for him. And with this 2-0 already, Inferno playing the aggressor. And right now, they're going to be going towards the turtle. Can Shane contest it out? They do have the Grok. Tetsuya right now trying to maybe contest it. Blue coming in as well. Doesn't use the split. And this turtle is going to be going uncontested completely. Kelra and Rustin Cole having their own bow and arrow and gunshot fight. But that Zacian's ultimate. Oh, Rustin Cole, better watch out. Do you have a flicker? You don't. So this might be a bad case. And yes, it is. He's gonna get taken out as well. Quite of an extended. Oh, there goes the ring. Is it gonna be enough? No, it is not. He's gonna be able to survive it as well. From the turtle to the Grok going in with a flicker. Tetsuya is gonna be able to secure the kill finally. Make sure to end the business. But Equinox, why did he fall as well? He got caught out in the midst of it. And right now still going in. Another tech charge popping in. The double kill secured. And with this, right now, looks like they're gonna be going for the orange buff on 10s. Oh, look at the damage coming in from Harley. What is that insanity? Redstone coming in as well. Triple kill secured for Shane. He wanted to go for the Maniac. Does he have the ultimate? He doesn't, but oh my god, what is this extended team fight from Turtle to bottom lane? They're still going in. They're still not stopping. They want to take the kill. Can he take it? Not enough. No, it is. Mega kill secured, but the bazooka won't be enough to take him down as well. Sasuke, they've been fighting for solid minutes.
Not just a minutes. It's complete insanity. Inferno were leading with the turtle in the hands into the pockets with a 2-0 score. Now look at it, a constant back-to-back fights with Darwin's gaining 5 kills on point. The goal lead, which was under the control of Inferno, is now again back into the hands of Darwin's Gaming at this point with 1.3k goal lead. And looking at the items quick, nothing major, but damage coming in from Harley is still there. There's a tech charge.
Whoa. A tech charge, but he did still get taken out. But Equinox gets a revenge kill, shuts him down. Neo uses the black shoes to get out of there, but that's a box head chasing you with the turtle's poisons and gonna be most likely take it out. Equinox secures another kill. Oh, there's the glue. Is it gonna be enough? Oh, the UG gets used up. Oh, glue gets on top. Is it enough? Revitalize, trying to come back. They survive! Clutch revitalized by Gatotkacha.
Every bit of spells, every bit of luck spent just to save Equinox from that massive play. But again, the second turtle falls into the hands of Inferno. I think Harley might be able to do nothing as of now. Retribution been secured. MVP cans on point. To get the turtle, the goal lead is still back to the negligence. What was 1.3k with the shutdown or with the kill over to the Deadly, they managed to surpass it. But again, with that, they're looking forward for more ganks.
Yeah. 8-6 score, and the gold is actually quite similar with few hundreds of a difference. But look at that, top lane, we see them. Wait, why is everybody on bot lane? What? Looks like some form of miscommunication. They lose out the top lane macro. That's kind of a bad thing. Like, that's kind of weird. But anyways, Kenzie right now, AOG into the back end. Is it going to be enough though? Shane gets retreated, but look at the redstone. Most likely get taken out by the Ring of Punishment. But at the same time, they're still going to be going in. Tetsu right now into the team fight. Here comes the check shot. Flicker. Combo. Revitalize popping in as well. A lot of damage and chaos ensuing in the purple buff. Still going in strong. They're going to be able to take down Pinkstone. And with this, they're going to be taking a retreat. Who got the purple? I think it was most likely Harley. Baksha doesn't have it. We'll take an instant replay of what exactly went down. Right there, Sasuke.
Constant thing. Here, Shane just linked down in the back line, and again in Matik's down, CC out of the way. Reston, that was a beautiful flicker ultimate coming in from that Switch point, and it was all chaos. Not just a minute, but no. Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another brawly server. Represent you, Inferno and Darwin's Gaming was constantly fighting. A moment ago we saw another fight, and now again a brutal brawl with no point. The goal lead is just between these two teams. At some point it's just Inferno leading, and at some point just Darwin's Gaming, and now again Darwin's Gaming has the
whoa, Kenzie gets completely ganked by all of them, and right now still going in. ASAP, Tetsu gonna be taken out, and with this, Deadly might be the next into the list. AOG into the back end, doesn't really connect into anyone. There's a Fury of the Phoenix coming in as well, but no kill. Tetsu and Kenzie getting traded off back to back. Rustin Cole next target, but he's gonna be fine. And the turtle's already up, but they have overstayed in the bottom lane too long. The mid tier one gonna be falling in, and so will most likely the turtle, unless Baksha, he's rushing in with the wheelies. Gonna be able to reach it on time, maybe. Turtle Squeezing getting used. Retribution battle. He wins it out, and with this, he's gonna be going in back with no issues. CC came in back for a little bit of a backup, but realized it, didn't need it, and gonna be going back. But get Retribution secure.
How? How did he do that? At this point, like, I'm just baffled. Because
he just went, took it left. Drive-by retreat.
There's no substantial skills who could just out-match Harley Retribution. This point, a big mistake in this game. Like, all three turtles went in the hands of Inferno. Goal lead which Darwin's Gaming are prioritizing to get a hold on is just being neutralized left, right, and center. With this micro plays coming in from MVP Kansas at this point, and now Harley secures the Holy Crystal alongside. Oh, a beautiful screen. But yeah, alongside the Genius Swan. That's gonna be a lot of damage.
Going in. Team fire. We were talking about a brawl. There we go. Kelra gets a double kill. Secured right now, and we're gonna be getting in. Kenzie chasing in the targets. Shane, but he's gonna be able to retreat with the hat. Does be fine. Looks like they're gonna be trying to pressurize the mid lane, but don't have the minions. Neo has enough wave clear to take care of it. But whoa! Look at it. Look at. On the other side, Rustin Cole, main target. Kenzie still going in, but he's going to be able to dash to safety, perhaps. But no, Pinkstone coming in. Not going to be able to zone him out. Oh, from behind, Harley's coming in as well. Who's going to be his target? Oh, he's waiting there in the bush. Looking for perhaps his prey. Waiting in. Is it going to be the CC? Most likely. Puts the ring, but she's going to be able to retreat. Kenzie coming in as well. And right now... Oh. A lot of pressure on Kenzie. Blue jumps on top. Tetsu coming in with the... tech charge as well. A lot of resources getting baited out. Mountain Shocker on top of him as well. But at the same time, Kelra gets a killing spray. He's gonna be going in. And right now, Deadly's caught in the midst of three people. AOG gets used to retreat. That's 1v4. And with this Pinkstone, we'll get a kill. But at the price of losing Redstone. Oh, Equinox gets an unstoppable by using the Fury of the Phoenix. He uses the smiley emoji knowing he got the kill, but a little bit too early to celebrate. Gets shut it down. A double kill for Rustin Cole.
Then left, right, and center. The Sunshine is just trying to be, but this time he might be out of the picture. Kelra shuts him down. That's why don't bring out the bow into the gunfight.
Like, this game is so chaotic. Like, this is the most, like, good definition of brawl. Like, you have, like, back to back, right? Glue gets taken out, then Neo gets taken out, then Zation gets taken out by YSS, then YSS gets taken out. Back to back, we are getting kills after kills, and right now, Ranger gets taken out. Shutdowns after shutdowns. What's happening? We take a moment to breathe, and suddenly someone shut it down. And right now, Hips is gonna be the most likely next interplay. Redstone chasing him, and there we go, another kill popping in. Deadly trying to find something, but won't be able to, and gonna be rushing it back with those cans of his. It looks so goofy.
10 minutes 30 seconds into the game. The Lord is
Martin Shocker!
Dart.
Turtle Squeezins sustaining him quite a bit, but Shane will get a mega kill. Like, Pink Zone looks like he's having some troubles. That's an unfortunate scenario. Pause does come in. He is going towards the inhibitor though. If he's able to retreat on time, he's gonna be safe. But yeah, good pause right there. Good referee work. But yes, since Kenzie's down, Lord's open, and it's going to be uncontested 100% because looks like Inferno will be having to playing the defensive way. I'm gonna be honest, Sasuke, I have no idea who's on the lead. I get it, the score says 17-13, right? It looks like Inferno's in the lead, but guess who's on the Lord? And guess who's ahead in gold? It is Starwin's game. What's happening?
Hey, you know, there's also one member who's always ahead. Look at the Kacha. Is a game ahead, trying to memorize like, hey, this is the path, this is the game number 1 moment, like we need to do the split push, but this time the towers are still intact, so I think the plan has been off for the while. But yeah, looking at the atomization pretty well. CC almost done with the radiant armor now, on the way for the Oracle. Okay, I get the point, but why? Perhaps could go with something else, like a Malefic gun to burst down the glue, the grog, and also potentially the damage coming in from Ace and Shin. But yeah, overall, it's just a constant fight, left, right, and center. Now look, the Darwin's Gaming a few seconds or few minutes ago, they had the goal lead of 2k or 2.3k or 2.xk, and now it's just a 1.3k or some couple of gold. It's not even 1k at this point. Just a constant brawl between these two teams, and like a major resource has been used, and still they are trying to fight. They're trying to overcome just because Harley has the early advantage, and yeah, she is in terms of a gold lead. Like look at that, 7.6k, while Baksha just is around scrambling some gold around 6.3k. This point, and East Sunshine again 8.1k. This man is just farming with a bow and arrow alongside a sword, slicing and dicing down the minions all around the center. But the first Lord in the game and Darwin's game have the hands, but how Inferno are gonna play it off? Cause the early game damage is into the hands of Granger. He builds up the Skypiercer stacks, and he have the easy peasy game into the late game. But now still he does not have that much stacks on the Skypiercer. They need to play it around safe if they let the Lord go, which is going to be the case at this point.
I'm just giving a little bit time to analyze because for the last, it's almost about to be 11 minutes. We're just 5 seconds away, and I've just been constantly yapping because we've have so many clashes back to back. We did not have a single second where the teams kind of took a breather because every second they're just fighting. So maybe this pause was warranted. Maybe even the internet connection of Pinkstone said it's time to stop, take a breather and relax, because they're all up each other's neck. They're constantly, trading blows after blows, kills after kills. It's just a full-on, chaotic mess. But I guess it's, brawl server.
Yeah, brawl server. Let's just have a time and look at the Patrick from the close-up. Suggest to me and the Patrick hiding in the bush. Look at that Teddy. Look at that Teddy.
Really funny to see, right? But yeah, 70-20 score. Hopefully it's fixed for Pinkstone soon. And yep, it is. We're back in action. And with this, since there's no jungle, No Kenzie. We're gonna be getting the Lord taken out by Darwin's game, getting a little bit more macro into their favor. Bottom lane, most likely someone's got to take care of it, or else they're gonna be losing it to the minions. Holy Shield's gonna be falling in shortly. Mid lane, top lane. I think it's gonna go like the Holy Shield is gonna pop before the Lord. I think before the Lord, maybe, right?
No, that's not gonna happen. Because
Or
Inferno
is it?
is still
It's
over
on
there.
12 minutes. 30 seconds.
Oh, maybe not. But yeah,
Okay.
intense
Okay.
situation.
20 seconds. Will it pop or not? It's like putting
Hey,
on
man.
a gambling.
Is this a gamble? But overall,
Hey, 10 seconds. Seconds. Oh my god. Okay, it will pop. It will pop. Okay, it popped. Very close. If they had another wave, yeah, it would have straight went to the inhibitor. Lucky, but hey, all the shields are gone right now. Tier 2 in the mid lane, also done. They put up a wall right there. Hey, got a Kata. He's gonna be in trouble. Cannot use the EOG to retreat. And he's gonna be, oh, tech charge popping in as well. Tetsu will get punished immediately for his misdemeanor. And immediately, Kenzie finds an angle, trying to go back to rest in cold, wants to take him down. Blue gets on top. Oh, shut down by Kelra. Double kill secured. Looking for a triple right now. Gonna be able to secure it on Deadly. Wanting to go for the maniac. Neo gets the black shoe. Is he gonna be able to do so? Kelra trying to find his next prey. Wants the maniac. Will he be able to secure it? He does. Equinox will take the opportunity away, but at the same time, Equinox, what just happened? Rustin Cole said, "I got you, bro," and punished Equinox and said, "What is happening?"
constant flow of the guns. Rhapsody and the Red Sonata now hurting down. Gets Shane out of the picture alongside Tetsu. Now he goes for the Deadly, and it's just one after another. 4 member down, and now Inferno have the opportunity to go with again, but look at that. Once again. Okay, okay, so Kenz was trying to go around and dish out damage to the Rustin Cole, but at this point he's just too tanky. The advantage spent in the Blade of Despair just to be able to dish out a lot of damage. Now Shane might be in some problem.
Oh, gets taken out. And with the jungler down already, Neo uses the black shoes to get out of there. Is it going to be enough? He's getting chased out by the Baxia. Most likely will get taken out. At the same time, Deadly comes from the back end. Redstone gets taken out by the YSS from behind. Deadly will fall as well. Kelra on a killing spree right now. 9 kills done. And that's 4 members down. Rustin Cole facing the all of cavalry of Inferno. Uses the vision. He just going in for a back end. He tries by the angle. Equinox, that was a risky play, and it did not work out. It's a wipeout. Unfortunately, Tetsu is gonna be back, and they're gonna be going towards the Lord. He took a gamble, very risky gamble, but it did not work out.
And the Sky versus stacks are now hurting left, right, and center. It's almost 80 stacks point, 10-4 score for the Kelra, and now the Lord is again in the hands of Inferno at this point. Second out of the game.
Was that a lucky passive? Because I think so. That passive is gonna be saving the station. Tetsu is gonna get punished. Godlike secured for Kelra, double kill. What is this game about even anymore? The base is exposed for the side of Inferno, but then you have Kelra dominating the heck out of the side of Darwin's game right now in a snowball at 14 minutes into the game.
That's true, and now again CC with the Malefic Roar. They're able to dish out all the members at this point, and no, it doesn't even matter, like, because Kelra is doing all he can inside the attacks and the items he have. Now this could be the last march with the Lord towards the enemy base. AOG, Purify being used.
Neo no longer has to purify, but what's getting out melted already. Rustin Cole so aggressive. That is a blunder. Goes in all alone against 5, gets taken out immediately. Losing their DPS at a crucial moment might be really bad for them, but at the same time Kenzie getting melted up quite a bit. Free hitting coming in from the back end. Blue dishing out the damage as well alongside the rest of the members. Deadly seekers a kill onto Kenzie. Granger trying to shoot with the Rhapsodies. And Glue, Glue's going in overtime right now. Kingstone gets taken out as well. and Deadly still going in, wants to get on top of the Granger, but I think it's gonna be Equinox instead. Shane gonna be getting a kill. Looks like the burst from the Lilia, like the zone they were able to create in those walls between that, you know, they were able to finally find the angle to really utilize the Lilia to the max potential along with the glue. But look at that, the minion wave gonna be taking out most likely the inhibitor on top, and right now we're back again to square one, Sasuke, because Darwin's game is knocking on the base of Inferno.
Again, 16 minutes to the game, and I think this could be again a big long game as Lord Hammer is a minute from now. Now, what 4v5 situation was there right onto the base of Darwin's game? They managed to pull it off brilliantly and turns into a beautiful defense, even though they lost the mid inhibitor. That's okay, but it's kind of an equal scenario at this point. Like, they just need to manage again. Oh, Shane might be in some trouble. Oh, that is a big damage just from the Phoenix.
Yeah, Shane is dishing out a lot of damage, but so is Equinox, like you mentioned. And right now, another brawl coming in. Kenzie, take it out quite low. Will survive it and go back to the base, but another Lord coming in. It's going to be the 17-minute mark. The Lord will not evolve just yet, but if they wait it out a bit, it's gonna evolve into the max 1. And oh, we are taking a good look into the why does he run with his mouth open.
Oh, look at that happy Patrick. Going with the 16 KDA, still happy.
Oh, looks like we're in for a fight. Look at that, Kenzie going in deep, as well as Kelra dishing out the damage at the same time. Tech charge getting used. Rusted Cole and Kelra going for a 1v1. Kelra has to retreat. This is the flicker. Legendary. Hi! Both of them take out each other. Gold laners are out of the picture. Kenzie survives it, but an AOT into the back end. Deadly's gonna be surviving it as well. A lot of damage being dished out. Equinox does not survive it. Gets taken out. That's a 1-for-2. But they're gonna be able to most likely go for the Lord, but the jungler is still alive, and they gotta watch out for Kenzie's drive-by retribution steal, because that has happened before and can happen again. But that was cinema. Both of the marksmen take each other out.
Okay, no, Kelly might be popped out. Shane might be in some trouble. He flickers back out of the position. Now both the teams are just trying to make sure they are at the base. They can fall in. The minions are
Kenzie.
The minions are gonna head down into my base, but again,
Kenzie gets on top. Kenzie already out, so that's a green signal for a Shane to really just go for the Lord. We take a look back into the instant replay. The highlight, I would say, like both of the gold laners going in for a 1v1, and both of them take each other out.
Man, that's so iconic at this point. But to be honest, it did manage to shut down an 80 stack Skypierce or Granger. So right now it's just the 55 stacks again, but it's still gonna hurt. And now again, the Blade of Despair is now into the hands of Kelra at this point. Again, the Fury of the Phoenix.
Oh, so much damage. Kelra working overtime right now, but the immortality. Oh, AOT into the back end just to survive, but Deadly will still take him out. Into the recalls happening right now. Despite getting the Lord, their team kind of has to play the passive because of the fact that Kelra is just dishing out too much damage to the front line to really be doing anything. But maybe this is the final calling. Look at that, the Lord coming in, knocking me in towards the base. Deadly finds another target, but a winter crown gets used. Kenzie, oh, they take out Deadly as well, but Equinox will fall in as well. That's a wave clear getting out of there. Kelra solo HP, surviving, barely scraping it off, but that's 2 members against the all of Darwin's game. And looks like after such an extension, we finally have the winner. Darwin's game will sweep this series in the BO3, ladies and gentlemen.
2-0. Constant brawl for 20 minutes, both the games. Darwin's game come on top of it. Man, what a game. What a series. Constant brawl, right, left, right, and center. Right from the beginning.
Yeah, we've okay, deserved MVP goes to Shane. The classic Harley build with the assassin emblem. Participation was 92. He was all across the map. He was fulfilling the role of being like the assassin as well as dishing out the most damage, and obviously being the main threat for Kelra as well as like all of the members, especially Desation as well.
Hey, you know, it was all across the map, I agree, but so was the enemy and so was his whole team. So basically it was constant fight alongside the Harley in the early game. So they are just making sure that the Harley gets the snowball constantly, and the enemies were so abruptly like, they're like, okay, we caught it, we need to shut him down, and we need to take some trades out of it. And the fights were so prolonged that the dead members respawn and then they join the fight again.
This was also another, like, despite the fact that we had like only 2-0 game, but I feel like we almost spent like equivalent time to like 3 matches because of how extended both of these games were, right? Like one went 23 and this one went 20 minutes. I feel like it just came down to the fact that both of these teams were extremely bloodthirsty. I mean, you can see it in the scoreboard as well, 31-26. And this was obviously, having brawl is kind of exciting because you always have action in front of you, kind of good for the attention deficit generation that we have become. But yeah, we get the head-to-head right now. Kelra's performance was definitely phenomenal on both games, and I feel like definitely his comfort is showing right here.
That's true. I had to head count again. Granger versus Oasis. Even though the Skypiercer stacks and the damage was still intact, but they forgot the Harley threat. Constant burst and a constant poke from this man. The Holy Crystal alongside the Divine Glaive and Genius Wand was on point alongside the 2 items that he picked up last moment of the time. It's just too much of burst potential from this mage. Also, not just the burst potential, it was too sneaky, man. Again, looking at the Quinix, like, it was also doing a lot of damage. One Fury of the Phoenix just left out the Harley into 40 to 30% HP. Not 40, but I think it was 10 to 20% of the HP, and one shot of the Granger might turn around the ties at this point, but yeah, whatever. Tetsu against Pinkstone. AOG versus the Tech Charge. Look at that.
Tech Charge was more, yeah, like, definitely more impactful, but I feel like we did see the like great clutch save from him on the top lane, right, with the revitalize. AOG revitalized. Yeah. That's like your medic arriving in from the sky.
Highest gold, rest in gold. This man was constantly farming and doing all the damage. Alongside the highest damage, it has to be Shade, no point. The amount of burst damage it dealt with this kind of the itemization was just insane. MVP Ken's highest damage taken has to be the sandbag of the game, because just soaking up the damage coming in from Rustin Goal alongside the Shane and all the and also the mid lane from
Deadly
side
as
of
well.
Darwin's game at this point. Yeah,
I honestly think like Kenzie also deserves a shout out for his drive-by steal. That was some insane stuff. Like, he just came from the base on his wheelie, stole and went back. There was nothing that, like, there's no skill used, there's nothing. Like, he just did not come by, just came, used a tree and went back. That is some aura right there. But yeah, great game coming in from both of the teams. Very brawl-ish, but ultimately the winner is going to be, of course, none other than Darwin's game, taking in the victory in this day 2 round of 16 first best of 3 series. But of course, with this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking a maybe not exactly short, maybe just a little bit of a break, and we're going to be coming in back with another BO3 series between Anti-Zohunt, this is new to me, Anti-Zohunt versus Volente Supreme. So make sure you stay tuned at Solace, and we're going to be coming in back with Accession League 2026, another game for you. Stay tuned.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya? My light will cut through the darkness!
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
The letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Captured!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しがアマテラス。
行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, Solace. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
A letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Captured!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しか。アマテラス。
ふっ行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, always. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonan's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
The letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Capture!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな、渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越す火影になる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しか。アマテラス。
ふっ、行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Solace. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Solace! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, Solace. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya? My light will cut through the darkness!
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
A letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
Focus! Captured!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes, art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Art can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Didn't your mother ever tell you, never get too close to needles?
An artist's work is never finished.
愚かなる弟よ。
みんな渦巻きナルトが帰ってきたぞ。
飛来神の術。
俺ってば父ちゃんを越すほかげになる。
愚かなる弟よ。子供騙しか。アマテラス。
行くぜ。これが俺たちの力だってばよ。
Owlus. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Owlus! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, Owlus. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Dad! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
We've searched all this time for this. A place devoid of life. Devoid of any future.
With this, we'll definitely go beyond the stars.
Give up this hopeless voyage.
Freya?
We can be together. Here. Forever. Don't leave. Stay here with me.
Where is Freya?
So, what shall my lens capture today?
Anguish. Turmoil. Regret.
No! Perspective comes down to composition.
Only a photograph can capture unexpected beauty.
I believe we found the answer.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Marcel, a photographer.
And Clamar! Yes, we are one. We capture art's every moment. Balanced composition. Perfect lighting. Art at its finest.
Despite the overflowing emotions, I still feel something is missing.
Then look outward through my lens.
Perhaps I need to look inward.
A letter, sir.
It's time to seek new inspiration.
Magnificent! But it's not what you're after, right?
My admiration has never been confined to what's on the surface.
danger!
Perhaps art isn't about perfection. Sometimes art is the unexpected.
Who knew imperfection could create such beauty?
It seems our hero has found a new interpretation of art.
Amen. Arts can be expressed in many forms, after all.
House Paxley.
We share the same blood, yet walk on opposite paths.
I don't mind leading the Paxleys from a rise to a fall.
It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot both.
I'm bound by be it family or destiny.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Accession League 2026. We just had a great series between, of course, the two teams that went toe-to-toe and neck-to-neck the whole game, like throughout the both of the series, a full-on brawl between them. And right now, let's see if another series in front of us might be a bit strategic or might be falling into that brawl category as well, as we're going to be seeing Anti-Zohunt going against Volonte Supreme. I hope that's how they pronounce their name. Like, people are coming up with really creative names. But anyways, welcome back in. Of course, I am Ray, back again with Sasuke on my side onto the casting desk, and we're in for another best of 3 series elimination rounds.
And for another best of 3 series, and again, I hope like it's not brawl, constant fight, or so-called the life cycle of Land of Dawn, man. This was just too much for my brain to intake, and when I literally okay, like, things aside, Anti-Zohunt versus Volante Supreme, sorry, not esports, Volante Supreme. This is going to be a good match. All the best of 3, day 2, round of 16 in this case. But we saw the game number 1 between these two teams, and now this.
Darwin's game.
What are your expectations?
Why did I forget the second team's name? I remember Darwin's game. What was the second team? Wow, I can't recall right now. I just know that... Huh? Oh, Inferno. Yeah. It was too simple, because right now we have, like, look at this name. I remember the team of yesterday instead, because it is so complicated. Veritas, Volrex Veritas, yeah. Complicated names I remember somehow. I don't know why. But anyways, look, I don't exactly know who's in Volante Supreme, so looking forward to there. And definitely it's going to be the first appearance, most likely to be playing in, of course, Accession League. So looking forward to what they can bring. Anti-Zohunt, I believe they do have a few Zohunt members right there, like Faden, I believe. So he's obviously one of the, I would almost call him at this point. Is he?
No.
Or is it?
He's not. He's not.
Is it completely Anti-Zohunt?
Maybe, but Faden is not there. As far as I know.
Let me quickly check. We'll find out as we will head into the draft. We'll see their pretty faces.
Oh, I think I know, like, who's blushing around with the pink background in the background next, right to me. Oh, sorry, this side. But yeah, overall,
I'm not blushing. It's just I don't know why the camera's making me pink. Like Thanos color.
See, is blushing. Is blushing. This man is blushing. And by the way, you mean by the complicated name. So what's my name?
Huh? What's your name?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I know you as another name, which is Rude Note Jr.
Bro, it's
Sasuke.
like it's Sasuke.
I know Sasuke. I know Sasuke, but the other one, the complicated one, the one that many people don't know.
I was about to do the meme, but yeah, never mind. Okay, but yeah,
Sorry
coming back
about
to the point. Yeah, coming back to the point, are we gonna see the same kind of a bans or some unexpected things? Because each teams, they have their own criteria or their own play style. They want to juggle it around. So is this gonna be the same kind of a bans? They will ban out, or they will go with the gambles like Darwin's game did over the 1-2. They picked on one heroes and gave away two of them. Sora versus Zushin and Freya. Are this team gonna do the same, or we might be able to see some new heroes into the mid lane or into the jungles and all each role as well?
Yeah, that is obviously something that we'll look forward to. I feel like Darwin's game really took like a big gamble, something that you don't see often unless you're like taking like the top of the best of Indian teams. Only sometimes they would do it because like they're well, like if they're contending against another top team, they are well aware of what the what their mains are, what their picks are, what kind of strategies they go for. But considering maybe this might be their first time, like both of these teams are contending against each other, most likely I feel like they might kind of play it safe in the first game. But like you've mentioned, a lot of teams also, like in a BO3 series, they kind of use the first game to not exactly go all in. Like they kind of test the waters and then they kind of try to pull out their A game in the game number 2. If they lose and if they win it out, then it's good for them. They can go for a sweep. I see this notion like being repeated in a lot of BO3 series all throughout like the Indian esports scene. This is almost like the norm, I feel like.
Interesting. So maybe it's a 50-50 that we'll able to see some new heroes, some old heroes, or the kind of heroes which both the teams are gonna play. But I think there are a couple of heroes which we agree that is gonna be compulsory under the banning phase. Zushin alongside Marcel and maybe a Freya. If not, we might be seeing some assassins like a Suyo. That is a questionable ban, but that is always a 50-50 chance for Harley.
Yeah, I think Harley's new edition is also like proving to be either people like we saw that Harley ban right in the first series. It was actually the main reason why the 1-for-2 trade was actually possible. So considering that Harley's still not exactly new, yes, but kind of new, right? Since he's like kind of new in the Indian meta, I guess as we like journey towards ahead of this tournament and his presence is like more and more dominating, people will start banning him out as well, like keep him in the ban section along with close to Sora. Like Sora is usually one of those heroes that is mostly banned, but you can see him getting picked out when people make the trades. Harley might fall into that category, and when that happens we might start seeing more Freyas and maybe Zushins coming out in the Land of Dawn, because someone else is taking up the ban slot. Because there's also, like you mentioned, the Marcel. He's also hogging out ban slot because nobody really wants to play against the Marcel right now.
Yeah, and that hero is just too good. That hero is individually too good, man. Like you have the passive to just play around it with, poke around, and also a global passive to freeze everyone, your foes and also your allies. So it's just you standing in a good time freeze slot. But yeah, overall it's a good prediction that this hero is gonna be coming into the ban section. But if there's a heroes like a Freya is like open, then we might be able to see a lot of counter picks. Like I still believe that Freya against a Freya, Phobius would be a good, because the amount of dashes he gets from
she
it
dashes too much,
is way too insane.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of her caveats, like her strength and her weakness at the same time. And I don't see, like you mentioned, I don't see a lot of people actually pick up the Phobius against her, surprisingly. Like maybe they either already have picked up the XP lane, or they just like to go with what's their norm, like the Yuzhong, or perhaps like the other fighters, like with what we saw, the Glue. People like to really go for those sustain kind of heroes still, but Phobius is still there. So
yeah, Alice,
Alice,
Lapu, Esmeralda, Uranus. Not Esmeralda, but Uranus is always dead. Esmeralda kind of a situational
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50
sometimes she
situational
works.
pick. Sometimes she works, sometimes she does not. But it's all down to the team, like how they really want to draft. But overall, just good. That there's a lot of options, there's a lot of possibilities right onto the plate. But what's more concerning is how are these teams gonna draft? Like, like Anti-Zoant, like it's gonna be a new members under the same banner, but Volante Supreme is something that is gonna catch my eye in terms of drafting and also in terms of plays.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to their players as well. Might be already like faces that we recognize and just have formed a new team. Like, it has happened a lot before. Like, I would expect like this is a completely new team that I just see like 4 out of the 5 they're already pre-existing players that have been in the scene already. So let's see how when's the draft coming. Hopefully the players are ready soon. We are just waiting for the draft because I'm mostly just curious about Volante Supreme. They're also like Velrox Veritas for me, a team that I've never heard before. I mean, I'm not saying they're unknown, but of course in this, at least in the tournament, haven't really seen them perform yet. In the next phase we'll obviously know who they are, but let's see. I think we're just waiting out for the players to be coming in, and we'll be going in with the draft pretty soon, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Sasuke is obviously getting a bit impatient because he's an analyst. He needs data to analyze. He's starving. Like, what do you mean, right?
I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry. I need the data to feed myself. Because there's a lot of heroes you can play around, you can jiggle around. There's a Luoe which is still not able to make its way, just because into the mid lane right now all the teams are looking forward for the rage.
Yeah, so I think we'll just have to wait out for a little bit and let the players come in pretty soon, and Sasuke can definitely like curse them. But hey, I'll tell you one thing, okay, ladies and gentlemen. If you get cursed by a caster, it is actually good. Most of the time it works for you. Caster curse is really good for you. Trust me.
Just for a second, I'm gonna get out of it and I'm gonna join the comments and say, please curse me, please. Good thing, then please do.
They should be paying us to curse them, but yeah, it should be coming in naturally. If you do it artificially, it kind of doesn't work. Just like well wishes, if you just do it artificially, it's not gonna work, right? So we're just gonna be waiting out for the teams to be coming in any second, and as soon as that happens, we're gonna be going into the draft phase. See their beautiful faces in those pictures, and I'm really curious to see what, obviously Volante Supreme, but at the same time, like, Zohant is a name that everybody, I feel like all the veterans already are aware. And if you're a new player that has like joined in like 2025, like post 2025, or even this year, you will most likely have heard of them. They're one of the biggest teams in like from Mizoram itself. They're almost like always the team that carries the Mizoram flag in a lot of pro tournaments. So, but at the same time, this is like anti-Zohant, but it does have their name in it. So let's see. In a way, if you're like an anti of something, isn't it supposed to, like, you're not supposed to have you're not supposed to have any Mizo players in a way, right? Because they're anti.
I don't really know like what anti stands for in anti-Zohant, man, but I think like it's a new lineup. According to me, what anti-Zohant mean is like a new lineup where all the Zohant members are replaced, and they want to make a meme, or they want to like still play under the same banner. Maybe that's why anti-Zohant. It's not like or maybe a play style which is like different or completely opposite from what the original Zohant was.
Yeah, the original Zohant followed mostly Dusty, playing into that utility jungle like 90% of the time, with the exceptions of the Joy and the YSS coming in sometimes. And after that, once Dusty like switched to the XP lane, we started seeing their team like go into a different direction, and ultimately right now they're playing in different teams. And I believe like Family Problem especially, I feel like he's joined Autobots Esports with a new identity. I feel Remex, he's playing the mid lane now, doing a phenomenal job, I believe. He's been wanting to play the mid lane for a long while, So wishing the best for him there in his journey. And he's right now obviously contending to be in the international waters pretty soon. Hopefully they can get it. And on the other side, let's see what this Team Zohan can bring. We're just waiting for the players to be coming in any second now. It's like that meme, any second now. And we're just waiting. The draft's gonna begin any minute now. Any minute.
We'll be right back. It's like the meme. We'll be right back to you. We'll get back to you. And to be honest, nobody does. But yeah, overall,
it's like me that day saying we'll be right back, and then we had a 1 hour break. Yesterday, that day? Yesterday, I said we'll be right back, and then we had a 1 hour timer. Guys, it was just that the teams took some time to come in. That's not my fault. But there we go. Draft's gonna be starting in 30 seconds and counting, and we'll finally see who the members really are, and maybe we'll recognize all of them. That would be neat.
Maybe not a big maybe into the inverteds, but yeah, finally we're moving on to the draft phase. I'll get some information. Get some information based on the IGNs. I'm so sorry, like I was not aware of the players, but yeah.
There we go. Oh yeah, there is Faden. Let's go.
Oh. Okay. But yeah,
we have
overall,
Fam as well.
Anti-Zohan. Yeah, Anti-Zohan. Fam match alongside Rasmalai. Oh.
D4C, I recognize that face. Is that default? I think that's default. Yeah. And
maybe,
on the other side,
maybe.
Volante Supreme. They have Slay. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. And Dexter, I feel like I recognize him as well. But other two, no. And I'm not even gonna call the last name with the E. Why would you name yours?
Okay, that's a question for another day. But moving on to the draft, we are seeing Freya surprisingly coming in from Anti-Zohan this time alongside Carrie and Kaja. So that's obvious, but
I feel like Harley should definitely watch out. There should not be any Harley for Anti-Zohan.
There is a Zushin. If they want to go for a Harley ban, then it's a gamble. Sora versus Zushin. If they go for Sora, it's a 1v2 for 1v1 trade, and also Valentina is still open. So a lot of heroes you can juggle around, but final ban coming in from Volante Supreme will be a highly thing, like how they want to ban. Okay, they ban out a Zushin, taking too much of time, like thinking like what can we go, like if they go with the Sora first pick, they go with the Harley alongside the Valentina, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they were just contending like, do we try to go for 1-for-1 trade, or do we just ban out the Zushin? And they decided to just ban out the Zushin and deal with the Sora either with the Valentina. But no, Anti-Zohan will be like, no, we'll anti your Sora instead and pick up the Valentina for themselves. And let's see what Volante Supreme responds with right now. They, like you mentioned, they can get the Harley immediately.
If not Harley, if they want to revolve around the utility jungler, there's also the Baksha, which is still open. Baksha alongside Claude will be a good to counter it down as of now. Because even if they want to go for a 50-50 situation, they want to play with the fire, they can also go with the Sora alongside a Baksha. Even that would work well under their sleeves.
They're taking quite a lot of time. They're really putting the thought into like what to do, like how to really like maneuver with the Valentina and they decide also not to pick up the Sora. They looks like Volante Supreme is like, you know, the Valentina might just be like trying to coax us into having this Sora, so we'll just not commit to it, and they instead go with the Phobius and the Hilda immediately. This is the Flying Clouds map, so not exactly any utility that you will get into the map except for, you know, coming faster from the base. But Anti-Zohan will go with the Glue and the Baksha. Very strong tanky utilities.
Yeah, I like the picks coming in from Anti-Zohan. Baksha alongside Valentina, it's gonna create a lot of chaos right in the middle and also into the early team fights, especially into the first turtle of the game. While Valentina just need to look out for some big ultimate to steal out. Right now, there's nothing as of now, but picking out the Valentina, make sure that the enemy does not go with the Zishan or the EU or the Farsha at this point, because you'll be giving out those ultimates to Valentina as well. It's gonna be a chaotic mid, but Claude is going to be falling under Volante Supreme as of now. So first phase of the draft is looking pretty grim for both sides, but Anti-Zone with that Paxley and Valentina seems strong at this point.
Yeah, like you mentioned, their draft does look pretty strong. I just remembered Fam. Fam is actually, if I'm not mistaken, he's like the youngest player in like all over Indian esports scene. He's like 15 or something. Yeah, and he's a gold laner. So, and he has a really good performance. He's been playing ML since like very young age, so makes sense. And I feel like he has a really bright future ahead, considering he's just 15, you know. And looking forward to his performance. It's been a while since I last saw him. It was all the way back in like Mizoram, and right now with this team, looking forward to what he can bring. Also, we have a player called Rasmalai, one of my favorite sweets ever. I believe it's like one of the best.
I got hungry reading his name, man. Seriously, and he just looked like Rasmalai, like just a compliment, like
he does look sweet, yeah.
Yeah, he does look sweet. But yeah, overall, Guinevere been taken out alongside Harith and Ascension, so that's a good.
They want Claude to have good.
Maybe not, but carry. Okay, so goal lane option has been chunked out. What's left is Granger, which is also a situational pick. At this point, I don't think so. There's a lot of options available unless and until they make one. Moscow is something they could go for in terms of late game potential, but given the fact that it is a Phobius into the enemy, I'm quite not sure how are they gonna play or put out the Moscow. One thing is for sure, the last sort of resort, they can go with the CC and just pray that it all went down and they go with the early burst and they end the game early.
Yeah, having the Claude in their hands. I think a Granger might just show up, because Fam is also, if I'm not mistaken, he's also like one of the Granger mains himself, but there's a Farsa right there. Valen can copy it, but it's not exactly the best. You can just get the zone and the damage similar to that, but yeah, like you mentioned, the Moskov is going to show up. They're going for the very late game, and a Sora at last. 1 second. Glue's Roamer. Yeah.
Okay, Glue is Roamer, and now you want to lane against a Phobius, but you have the Sora. So, I mean, I'm not able to get it. Anyway, have the Phobius. Is just gonna be able to utilize or fill up the passive as much as he wants to, and then just gonna juggle around.
I think so. It is interesting. Like, I was honestly expecting something different, considering I was thinking the Glue was going to be into the EXP lane position, but and was expecting a Roamer to be showing up right now, but looks like that's a different decision. This is interesting. Harley and Sora getting last pick. Heroes that usually gets first pick. It looks like both of these teams are trying to play a little bit of mind games against each other to really force them to change and things. But let's see. Harley player name is really interesting. He's playing Harley a little.
Okay, so bottom line theory, Volante Supreme are gonna go with the early burst since they got the Harley alongside the Farsha into the mid lane with the Hilda, so there is gonna be a lot of aggression to counter it back. Rasmalai is gonna be onto the Glue. Valentina is gonna be constantly taking away that feather airstrike just to make a stand, but when it comes to the late game, I think it's gonna be on a 50-50 situation how the goal laners are gonna play, but I think this Harley pick, the final pick from coming in from the side of Volante Supreme, will be the Supreme in this kind of a situation in this game number 1.
Yeah. With this, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Accession League. We're at the second match of tonight. The BO3 series has begun. Game number 1, Volante Supreme versus Anti-Zohunt. A few recognizable faces, and we're going in the game. Of course, myself, Ray, and I'm joined by a great analyst, Sasuke, on the casting desk. And let's see how this game is going to be. We are seeing, like, there's a definite chance there might be a lot of brawl, considering we have the heroes very capable of doing so, sustain and everything. But let's see what we'll have on our boats. Baxia already trying to steal up a few resources right there.
Contribution menu there for both sides. Ali alongside. Oh, there's a lot of balls coming in.
Whoa. Maybe he did not expect that, because Hilda's damage in the early game. Baxia, you can't really exactly take it. Oh, is that another kill? No, Farsa's gonna be fine. But first blood secured for Volante Supreme. Who Hilda got the kill, right? It doesn't really matter for now.
But it was a jungler for the side of anti-zone, so that is gonna be causing a lot of problems in terms of level and also in terms of the first turtle, which is gonna be spawning in 30 seconds. So bottom line theory, like Harley is already level 4 and now is already onto the goal lane trying to poke out Moscow, but no, Paxley is just trying to farm or level up, but it's just like Harley is going to have a level lead also in terms of retribution and overall thing.
Yeah, that will, but he does get the level 4, so he won't be dead behind. But yeah, Harley's almost about to reach the level 5, so a little bit of a level ahead. He might go for the purple right now, since let's see what the Baxia will decide to go for. I like his name as well, Joruka Gulam. But yeah, let's see. Team fight, Rasmalai trying to create a little bit of zone, but he's not level 4 yet, so Split's gonna be there, but he's not gonna be jumping on top of anyone. Here comes D4C. A team fight has begun. Turtle. Harley will be able to get it, but D4C on the other side gonna be able to take down Farsa. Still going in, and looks like Slay is gonna jump on top of the Rasmalai, but they decide to just call back right now, take a step back. 1-for-1 score, but Turtle into the favor of Volante Supreme.
Even though they managed to take down some trades, the goal lead is still nothing. It's just a strong bit of gold. It's point, but Antidote looking forward to chop down Dexter on the point. Feather strike being used, and it's going to be Rasmalai falls down to the table.
2 kills for Hilda. Roamer, like Hilda is just that roamer, getting all the kills. But also, if she gets into a killing spree, that's going to be bad because she will carry a bounty. So Wartide's gotta watch out to not exactly get into a killing spree, because if you do, you have to, you know, kind of survive and not give away the bounty to yourself. Harley uses the ring on top, but Moskov, one of the good things about, I guess, the Moskov compared to the Granger is that he can push away the Harley and create that distance. But top lane, there we go. They are trying to go for... Ooh, looks like they're just trying to perhaps give out a few warning shots and just take the gold crab and maybe wait for the turtle again.
I like the fact that both the teams are proactive onto the top lane, making sure that the gold laners are staying at the bay, one step oversteered, and they are being punished. Harley trying to steal away some creeps. D4C sensing some danger in the bush. Might be able to bait out a lot, but Slay just comes out of it like there's nothing. Second turtle is gonna spawn up, and where things are gonna get most spicy at this point. Into the mid lane, Hilda trying to do some damage, and look at that. 4 to 6, 2 level advantage in terms of roam. Volante Supreme, they are trying to be a nuisance again. Harley is being terrified.
Oh, great burst coming in from the Valentina's IMU Farsa's burst. And she's going to be responding back as well. Here comes Blue pushing it back, but at the same time Sora coming in as well. Double kill for Fade and Rasmalai. Is he going to be safe? No? Oh, he's going to be safe. But the ones that's going to be taken out is going to be D4C. And with this turtle, with the Harley out of the picture, I think this is going to be uncontested and into the favor of Joruka Gulam.
Finally, some trades taken off. Oh, into the top lane. Moscow might be in some trouble. That's
Blazing duet. Oh, again. But this was a 1 versus 2, honestly. Not exactly 1v1, but yeah, both of the marksmen take each other out, but the Farsa will secure the kill. So that's a 1-for-1. The score will remain neutral for now.
Neutral for now, but there's a kill into the hands of Moscow and an assist into the hands of Claude. So overall, Moscow does have the upper hand. Oh, again! Feather strike? No, it did not. It did not. But and that was such a beautiful Feather strike, trying to take away the blue buff away from Baxia again. Yeah. Paxley into the bush. Dexter, oh look at that. They instantly swept lanes. Looking at the
Good
turtle
response.
like a yeah, good response.
Oh, mid lane. Looks like we might be seeing a fight, but retreat coming in from the side of Volante Supreme. They have been very keen on making sure they don't take fights where they are not the ones in control. Is that a retribution used by Paxley? Oh yeah, he took away the purple away from the Harley, and right now they're migrating towards the bottom lane, maybe to push it and create a little bit of space. But on the top lane, D4C has already taken a turret, so Volante Supreme looking in a bad position, losing mantle quite a bit, and right now they are just playing a bit passive for now.
Playing a bit passive at this point, but just a matter of time, like when Harley alongside this Fasha are able to dish out a lot of damage towards the anti-zone members. This point. Again, a little bit late.
A lot of poking, a lot of HPs being, traded off, but it's just a sustain, so they're going to be able to regen it back. We're seeing the turtle coming in almost 5 seconds, and both of the teams looks like they're ready to contest. So far, no kills have been taken from that last turtle fight. So maybe this turtle, we might see a few kills, a few casualties. Let's see who is going to be. Bottom side, Fam taking a retreat.
Bottom side, Fam censored. Danger. Illa still there, but to lose a member in a 4v3 situation. Volante Supreme senses that, like, hey, not able to go for it, but they're looking forward to cook something out in the mid lane. Try to poke out Rasmalai, but this time Phobos might be in some danger.
Yep, here comes the Sora with the combo. Slay already gets taken out, and with this BMI gonna be able to retreat. Here comes the Valentina with the IMU. Feather air strike zones them out. They want the mid lane, tries to push it with the Fam, pushing out the damage. Gonna be the stun right there. Retreat, but the minion wave will be cleared by the Farsa, and the mid lane will still stay alive. But so far, Anti-Zohan have 2 turrets in their name, while Volante Supreme have been unable to get any.
Even in terms of goal lead, Anti-Zohan is leading the 2k into their hands, still in a stable manner. Like the scoreboard is still 5-4, but in terms of goal lead, in terms of macro control, in terms of tower, Anti-Zohan are leading. Look at that Moscow scrapping out gold and farming away. This time he might be able to dish out a lot of damage. There might be in some trouble. Feather strike being popped out just to zone enemy away from the top tier 2, which means that they can now pressurize into the mid lane again. Oh, split being used.
BMI to retreat, but like you mentioned, they're really putting in the work on pushing in the turrets. But here comes a flying cloud, but the mid lane will still regardless fall in. Another construction point for the side of Anti-Zohan. They're really playing, this is less brawl compared to the first series and more into the strategic side. Anti-Zohan is just playing a clean tower push game, not exactly taking the most fights.
Right on point. Again, look at that. 2 items already been made, and if just a couple of golds and Mosk will be onto the trifecta, the Trinity build. But a difference in a build from the side of Claude, it goes with the
Windtalker?
Windtalker?
Not exactly sure. I mean, you do need the DHS honestly, but okay. Split coming in. BMI gonna be able to retreat. And right now, their purple might get invaded out. Joruka Gulam heading towards there. Lords already spawned in, so they can try to just contest it. Maybe force a retribution from Harley right now and just go for an easy one, but looks like they're not that keen on. But I think the Lords into their favor as well. Harley is just not someone that can really steal right now without the Hilda or the Phobius providing the front line and the flank. And there we go, the Lord secured.
Yeah, now the far lane was under the control of Anti-Zohan. They spotted down on the Phobius under the top lane, so they knew like it's a 4v5 situation. There's no way the Phobius is gonna join at this point, even if Volante Supreme do manage to go for a contest at this point. But seeking that opportunity, they go with a clean Lord uncontested, and which is going to be coming to the top lane. Coming from top lane. But the Holy Crystal has the Holy Shield has been popped out in the bottom lane now. Anti-Zohan in a disciplined manner, looking forward to end it with the first Lord. If not, they're looking forward to take a lot of objectives with this.
Oh, Rasmalai with a lot of zoning right there. Mid lane gonna be putting in the pressure. Inner threat gets taken out. They're already blasting away the holy shields under 12 minutes. Impressive work from Anti-Zohan. The Lord hasn't even come in yet into the tier 2, but they're already making it work. So, gonna be able to take down the tier 2. It's just barely scraping it off on a needle. So, no issues right there. Rasmalai really putting in the pressure with the glue right there. And since this is a 5v5, maybe this is where we might see the team fight, but no, the turret's gonna be pushed them away, and they're just gonna be taking their leave maybe, but no, there's another minion wave coming in. There's the zone coming in from the Valentina. Sora looking for an angle to go for. Transforms. Is it gonna be enough? No minions right there. Taking a lot of turret damage. Faden finally destroys the turret, and with this they're gonna be going in with the punches. Blazing duet into the back, and D4C gets taken out by Dexter. Right now, Claude dishing out the damage. And at the same time, Harley's gonna be falling in from Joluka Gulam, and Valentina might take the hit, but no great flicker from Valen, gonna be surviving it. They're playing a very clean game. The KDA has not even gone to, the scoreboard has not even gone to a double digit so far.
Still, the goal lead is still under the control of Anti-Zohan. With 2 of the towers taken, one from mid and one from the top base, and now looking forward into the mid lane. The minions are marching down. Gain of Feather Strike being popped out just to zone out the members of the Anti-Zohan, and now Volantis Supreme in a dire situation. This point, the next Lord will be spawning out in the 45 seconds. Looking at the replay, what actually happened? IMU Faden did popped out Feather Strike just to zone all members and make sure that they get to up tier 2. Look at that, they destroy it. Valentina got it, and now there's a blazing duet just to go with the re-engage where Anti-Zohan overstepped. D4C was taken down, and the flicker has been used to escape the dire situation again. Rasmalai looking forward to Dexter. 4v2 situation in the bot lane.
Yep. Rasmalai, quite brave, not exactly carrying that he's taking a lot of damage, because look, from behind comes Joluka Gulam with the tire, but great retreat, great response, and Volante Supreme will not lose any bodies in that fight, but it doesn't really matter because the Lord spawned in, and Volante Supreme does feel like they're not in the position to really contest it unless the Phobius and the Hilda commits 100% right now. So what do they do about it? They have the inhibitor exposed.
To be honest, they can, because there's not a lot of resources. Like the IMU has been committed alongside the Spear of Misery. Sorry, the Spear of Destruction, so they can. But the minions wave was marching out again. Oh, look at that. Secure the Lord without any contest, but again, split and grab being used on towards the Hilda.
Oh, D4C with a flicker combo, and the punch is going to be able to take down the Farsa. 4 versus 4 situation, mate for EXP lane, and the Lord's already taken out. Top lane gonna be coming in. No inhibitor on top, and right now Moskov will most likely try to work on that bottom lane. And with this, Joluka Gulam taking a lot of hits right now slowly. Cloud scaling up, but he has to scale up even better because he's contending against Moskov, who's a late game beast.
Now with the trifecta alongside the external weapons is trying to dish out a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Claude still struggling for the damage with the Trinity build. First item he made. Windtalker, still a questionable pick. I'm quite not understandable why he made, but now Baksha pushing down to win the crowd. Maybe able to dish out or able to stand in the fight again. Oh
yeah,
Claude taken down alongside the mid tower been decimated.
Oh,
that's so deep.
Close one. Very well disciplined gameplay, honestly just focusing on the turrets, nothing else entirely. And Fam will just take the retreat. Anti-Zohan playing a very neutral objective gameplay, just making sure to take down turrets and get back when needed to. The scoreboard has not really even went to a dual digit, but let's take a look into the items, Sasuke.
Look at that. Moscow on to a full farm. Rose Gold here.
Oh my god.
Malefic gun. So he is quite a power beast at this point. So if Anti-Zohan or Volante Supreme oversteps or overcommits, is there. Moscow is there to punish them left, right, and center. Meanwhile, Claude gets the trifecta along to the Windtalker, but again, lines of dire situation. Will be able to save off, but again, Baksha is there. Alongside, oh, there's
Oh, almost caught 5. That was if it happened, that was insane.
Man,
Oh my
a leap
God.
of faith alongside a player of Flicker. Shifting skies, he catch 4 members, but the Flicker's been burned from 3 members. Oh no, 2 purifies.
Yeah,
2 purifies and 1 Flicker been forced away. So that is a big resources being taken out. So right now they can just go with a split from the Rasmalai, and also the Spear of Misery connecting down to a lot of members. But like the fact that Antizoant are playing with this kind of a discipline.
Very
For the third lord, they are looking forward to end it with it unless and until Volante Supreme overcommits. But looking at the situation on the map, they're likely able to contest for it because it's a do or die situation for them.
Yeah, looks like this time they're kind of keen. They kind of want to go in. Here comes a Sora coming in with the Leap of Faith. Gonna be punching in the as much as possible. But Durga Gulam coming in from behind. Wartide most likely will be the first casualty. Gets taken out. And from the other side, Rasmalai finding the Farsa. Oh my god. That is some crazy timing. Oh, Blazing Duet, but it doesn't really matter. Faded will take out. Killing spree secured. And right now with 2 members down, this is a green signal for the side of Antizoan to fully commit. That's another member. 3 members down. That's Harley down as well, with only 2 members left. Not enough wave clip. Faden does get shut down, but that's a trade-off they were willing to make, because look at that Moskov damage. Slay just cannot take it, and with this only 1 member left, they don't care. Fam has enough damage, and with this, they're going to be securing this game number 1 in a very disciplined and clean manner.
Man, just a single burst is needed to secure that victory. Looking forward for the third lord, which actually be a bait. They managed to take it down. All the members one by one splitting aside decisively. It was all on point. First one to fall was Hilda, and then they split in a 2-1-2 format, where the two of the people kept Harley busy and also managed to take down, and then SOD Spear of Destruction connecting down, and Moscow joining the fight. So impeccable.
Really, this is kind of like, I guess this is a reward for you, Sasuke. After that extremely brawl fight, we have a very clean and disciplined gameplay, and it was just mostly about getting the resources, getting the turrets, and just ending it in a good fashion with having a substantial amount of lead. There was just honestly only like max 3 team fights that we saw. Other than that, it was mostly just poking, a few pickoffs here and there, and that's about it.
Yeah, there's a simple reason for it. Like, hey, first side of Antizoan, they need to play this kind of a discipline, because if you look at that, Moscow is the only one who can dish out a lot of damage in terms of melting down the enemy members, whereas Volante Supreme, they have a lot of heroes who can just pour out the damage and also can go with the early burst and composition. But if Antizoan wants to go with the brawl comp, they won't be able to succeed, because they want to revolve around the Moscow, and they did in the whole game. They went with the early aggression, where the Paksha was fallen down, but again they were able to revive into the first turtle, and then they constantly focused on the goal lane. You can see like how proactive Antizoan alongside Volante Supreme was there in the early stages of the game. They constantly were active in the top lane, making sure both the gold laners stay at bay, does not overcome it. If they did, they are able to punish them down.
I also, like, honestly, I'll still mention it because I feel like Claude had a very questionable item decision. Like, you're facing against a Baxia as well as, a Glue, which are very tanky heroes. You should be prioritizing the Demon Hunter Sword, which is obviously more optimal for you, considering the adjustments into the Corrosion Scythe. And instead, he went in with the Wind Talker, which is something that only Claudes usually do when they sell the boots, to get the movement speed and a little bit of attack speed. So to rush that item, very questionable, honestly. I feel like that might have been perhaps played a little bit of a part. So hopefully Volante Supreme, if they do pick a Claude again, I hope they don't do that, because I did not see any value of rushing that item first. If anything, I feel like Moskov just got even more comfortable knowing that he's much more ahead of the Claude in terms of the DPS, because Windtalker Claude is not going to dish out any damage compared to a Moskov who already has the staff and the corrosion, right? So I think that was definitely something.
One thing that Windtalker Claude can do is could prioritize the basic attack, not the placing do it, but just the basic attack thing, but it also needs the range and it does not have the penetration item.
Exactly.
The Malefic gun, which was much needed in this kind of a thing, in this kind of a match, was missing. But yeah, highest goal per minute, fam. He was already on point. So making sure that the trifecta alongside the Malefic gun and the Rose Gold Meteor was all on point, and we did saw like, hey, was already onto the team fight at the 7 to 8 minutes of the game, and also it did landed few of the SOTs just to make sure if is needed he would be there in a team fight.
Yeah. So if this is the discipline that Anti-Zohon can bring, then Volante Supreme has to like be the aggressors and try to break apart like this formation. If not, we're going to be seeing also another swift and clean game, because I feel like this is most likely this new Anti-Zohan's playstyle by the looks of it. Because if they were like the Brawl players, we would have expected to see the Brawls like you saw the engage right from the Sora. Like usually if you have a Brawl team, there is a green signal, like they will throw everything immediately, but they did not, because I guess they kind of knew, or they were expecting that the spells are gonna get used, so it's kind of like futile to really commit your resources, which was something that I really that was really good change of pace from like seeing just more bunch of punching each other. That was really good to see that. And right now we're going to be heading into the draft in just 30 seconds. Let's see. Sides will be switched, I believe, and Volante Supreme, since you'll have the first pick, right? Let's see if you'll be able to maybe have the draft in your favor. But considering last game, there was not any trade-off happening, because Harley and Sora were picked last. It's not like they tried to trade it off, right? So let's see what happens.
That's true. But again, the factor remains the same. Volante Supreme, the Harley, even though it was the last pick, I was hoping that it would show some aggression, something that that damage was not there, and also, you know, the factor that the sneaky plays, you can always flank around and mark down the backliners. It was also absent. Like Moscow was able to farm constantly without dealing with the threat that there's a Harley. I will be able to not able to do, you know, dish out the damage. But there were certain times, or 1 or 2 times, where he was able to mark down, but with the Spear of Misery he was knocked back and was not able to commit fully. But yeah, things were there, and a lack of absence of Harley might be able to you know, do things this time around differently.
Yeah, you're right actually. Like except for like once in the top lane and once I feel like in a team fight, other than that the Moskov was just really not concerned with having a Harley in his opponent. Most of the time I think the only person that tried to jump on him was maybe the Hilda once. Other than that, Moskov was always in a far away position. Nobody was able to flank him, and like you mentioned, Harley was basically became a kind of a wasted potential, because the whole purpose of the Harley is being that sneaky bastard, you know, trying to flank, trying to find, going behind and trying to get the back line and just put the ring on it and to make sure they die slow death. That's the whole point of the Harley, but we did not see any of that. Like there were no kills in the favor of Harley. So maybe this time around Volante Supreme will be able to change that, or maybe Anti-Zohon might pick up the Harley for themselves. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure if their roamer is also like a pure utility kind. He did pick up the Baksha, so maybe might go with another utility, but we might be surprised with perhaps an assassin coming in. Like you mentioned, like I haven't seen the there is the Suyo ban, like you mentioned.
I was looking at the draft, and surprisingly, it's just two of the jungle bans coming in from the side of Volante Supreme. Suyo alongside Guinevere. They take out Sora because just too messy around. If you cannot pick it, just ban it, because Valentina was the one to be picked up. But this time, the Marcel is still open. So do they want to prioritize pick a Marcel, or they want to go with the Baksha at this point? So they go with the Baksha.
Taking the safer route with the utility, but there's a question. Marcel is open. Anti-Zohunt, will they be picking it up then? Faden, he's one of the mid laners, very well experienced, but no, does not take the risk. Gonna be going with the kill box composition, the RWM coming in, and that is obviously going to be bothering the Baxia. The moment he uses up the first skill, Eve is gonna be up on him for sure.
Yeah, that's true. So that's the Eve. So did you want to go with the Grok or do you want to go with the Leo mode, if not the Fred Rain? So that's still the idea. Do you want to counter Baxia with the Leo mode, or just want to play around the kill box alongside a Leo mode, just dancing around in the chessboard? That's good. But now, Volante Supreme, they can also prioritize a Claude or a carry. Carry would be suffice, but against a Eve, Claude seems the most viable option, but
yeah,
with the same kind of a build, it's not recommendable.
They gotta change the build. Claude will be really great. He'll be able to escape the Leo mode as well with the BMI, and will be able to maintain good amount of distance and dish out the damage as well. Most Leo modes usually go with the semi build. I feel like a lot of Leo modes don't rush any defense items, so you're gonna be okay. Kadita is a really good option to try to flank and come from behind, and they also go for the Black Dragon. Looks like Volante Supreme, they have realized that last match they were severely lacking any form of flanking, as well as like any form of someone that could take care of the backline, and this time they're doubling down on it. They're going with 2 heroes that will target the backline, but again, so was the Harley, but they were not able to execute it. So let's see if Volante Supreme, this time having those two, will be able to change the outcome of the match. And like you mentioned, the Grok will come in with the Eve.
First fight of the draft, Anti-Zohunt again looking strong, but there's a threat looming around in the form of Yu Zhong alongside the Baxia. So there is a 50-50 chance, but here's the theory. Like, okay, so Eve drops down the RWM, there is a rough phase coming in from the Kadita, cause you're almost stable and a stationary object and a neutral threat. Okay, so that is kind of a loving thing for the Kadita, cause whenever there is the RWM, she's just gonna go to the back line, just use rough phase and delete out the Eve out of the picture. Alongside a Yu Zhong, if she's unable to complete the mission, you have the secondary target, will always be zoning around like Giraffe, but Anti-Zohunt looking forward for that goal lane choke-up matchup. Fan out the Claude, like the fact. I mean, I think at this point they might be even also traumatized by the first item.
Maybe they just did not want to see a Claude anymore after the. But yeah, hopefully Dexter this time around. Yeah, hopefully Dexter this time around. We're most likely going to see a different marksman. So let's see what really happens. They're banning out the Alice, obviously for the Yu Zhong to give him a little bit more comfortable space to not get out-sustained in his own lane. And let's see what the last ban is going to be. Oh, they also ban out the Granger. That only honestly leaves out the Harith and the Moskov in the goal lane.
Harith and the Moscow, agreeable. If they don't, they can also go with CC, but they'll be lacking down the marksman. Yep. So all comes down to the team, but oh, Yi Sun Shin, a sneaky pick. The Volante Supreme bans it out, so I think they're going with the Harith. Oh, the Anti-Zohunt picks out Harith
immediately.
Now there's not a lot of options. You can either go with the Nathan, which is a 50-50 and very situational. Not Moscow is there, so they're just forcing Volante Supreme to go with the Moscow into the jungle. What are the other options?
Obsidia is very...
Obsidia
would not recommend.
Very situational. Yeah, very situational. And will require a lot of farm just to stack up the passive. But
yeah,
it can zone out Harith, it can zone out Leomord, it can zone out even the Grok. It's a very late game, and the kind of heroes they're not opting for it, because you got a Bucks in the jungle, so it needs some early damage. So go with the Moscow.
They'll just commit with the Moscow, yeah.
Yeah,
this is forced. Anti-Zohunt forced them to pick up the Moscow. So it's going to be interesting to see, because like when you're picking a hero because you got forced by your opponents, it's mostly because you're playing into their cards. Anti-Zohan basically have the advantage because if they force them to pick up the Moskov, they basically have the repellent. They're ready to deal with it. And indeed, because Harriet obviously will win out against the Moskov until he can really get the trifecta. Harriet farms a little bit faster due to the AoE and has a shield that Moskov will have harder time to deal with. Not to mention, like, there's a Grok, so he has to also watch out for all those tech charges into his lane. And a killbox composition, Moskov, if he gets caught in the middle, he can't get out. If he gets caught in the side, though, he can dash out of there.
That's there, but overall, at this point, it's just a matter of time, like how the mid lane is gonna prevail. It's just a battle between the junglers who controls the early snowball, because Baksha alongside the Kadita, they need to stand supreme in this game number 2, else it's gonna be a clean sweep for the game, this best of 3 series.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the land of Dawn. We're going to be witnessing Anti-Zohan perhaps get a clean sweep, or maybe Volante Supreme can finally respond back. But with a forced Moskov pick coming in from the side of Anti-Zohan, let's see how well it's going to be. This might be a sweep, this might be a game 3, who knows? Let's figure it out together as we go into the game. A lot of poking into the mid lane from the side of Anti-Zohan already.
Passive been forced out of Kadita was just a little bit HP, and the passive just triggered, making sure she lives for another day. But bottom line theory, the pokes coming in from Anti-Zohan in the mid lane is just way too much for Volante Supreme to handle. And now, Little Wanderer, some pokes, some stealing, it will be falling down in the hands of Anti-Zohan.
Looks like we're going to be seeing the same form of discipline from the side of Anti-Zohan. No that much aggression just yet. So at least for now, I guess we'll wait out for the turtle fight. Until then, it's going to be a game of anticipation and perhaps a little bit of stagnancy, because not much action just yet except for the few HP trade-offs. They are going for Rasmalai, but we know it's not going to be any first blood. That's a Grok right there. Their main target is obviously Faden, but Turtle's gonna come in 15 seconds. Faden prioritizes the boot. A bit of penetration for him.
Oh, it was a perfect setup coming in from D4C to make sure that Yujung steps out. But he sends the blood in the water. The dangerous push that was stated in the top lane. But again, oh, Baksha rolling down. Might be even some trouble, Grok. Nothing as of now. First turtle is still up there in the mid lane. Faden trying to poke them down, trying to be the level 4 at this point. But oh, he gets it out of the at this point. He doesn't get the first blood in the mid lane.
First blood already secured in the mid lane for Faden. Black Dragon coming in. Rasmalai has to retreat out of the team fight, and the Baksha is able to get it. Jodoka Gulam had to retreat with barely. Oh, by Dexter. Call it luck or maybe precision, but that's a kill secured. Wow, that's a highlight right there.
Oh my god. At this point, from the angle, but from where I'm looking for, looks like hey, I was trying to take it like a manly man. Like, hey, there's a spear, I need to take it on my chest, need to feel it, the wound, and it takes it and it dies. Man, that was an absolute spear thrown, but again, back to the point.
That is
nothing as of now in the major.
That is just unfortunate for a Leomord. But oh, mid lane, a little bit of a clash on the riverside. Jodoka Gulam not having the best time, gets taken out. Minotaur, no, Rasmalai will get taken out. But at the same time, Harriet is going to be joining in the team fight right now. He's taking in the invitation. Warthai taken down quite a bit low. Is he going to be able to secure? Yes, he does. Fam gets a kill right now after the Baksha. Has enough true damage, but the tire is going to be there. He's going to be rolling away back to the base. Going to be safe. 3-4-2.
What started with the early aggression coming in from the side of Volante Supreme. They managed to take down the first turtle to secure the kill on the jungler. And again, he falls down. Still, the goal lead remains in the hands of Anti-Zohan. Looking at the itemization, Harriet on the verge of making the Calamity Reaper at the first item. And Baksha just trying to make the steal like this at this point.
Hey, did you just say Calamity Reaper? That's the old version. But yeah, that's a name that I haven't heard in so many years. Wow, you still remember that? I mean, I remember that somehow now that you mention it. Wow, it's Starlium site now.
Oh yeah.
Damn, we are old.
Completely forgot.
We are old, man. That is so.
I am not that old. I don't have
I
white
mean,
hair.
in the game, we're old. You know, we've been playing for a long time and long time. But yeah, okay, Bakshi is not interested in the turtle. That's interesting. Joruka Gulam will take it for free with no one there. Looks like their focus is actually onto the bottom lane. Here comes the Minion Fury. Don't really get into anyone. They tried to catch someone right there, but no one exactly. Kind of confused. They did not go for a turtle. They did not commit to fam.
Well, they did they did manage to take out or steal away the blue buff away from
okay,
the leaderboard.
One resource.
So so the retribution was not used, but again, they did manage to take something out of it. The trade-off was there, and again they're trying to go and focus on the goal lane again. Phantom Seed.
Yep, they take down Wartide knowing he doesn't have the Minion Fury anymore. Look at the damage coming in from Fam right now. Doesn't really matter. That's a Baksha with the turtle push and double kill secured. Gonna be going for most likely the triple, and he's able to secure it. And right now, Kadita might just give him away the Maniac. Fam, does he have enough mana, enough damage to go for? Is he able to secure it? No, the dash. Safe inside the turret. Fam will not be able to get it, but they will be able to get that bottom lane turret. One macro point in their hands. Right now, we take a look into that instant replay of what happened. I feel like since they knew there was no Minion Fury, they just committed.
That's true. Source has been used out way too early. That gave the green signal to the anti-Zoant, and that made a killing spree, a triple kill in the hands of Harith, a 4-0-0 KDA. Right now looking pretty much grim. The early aggression or the early power spike which anti-Zoant needed is right on point alongside the Harith and Leomord. They can just go with the Stampede again. Looking forward to the tech charge in mid lane again. Oh, this time Slay.
Whoa, 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 that's a combo right there. We get the RWM with D4Cs. Fighter coming in, and they're able to get a kill right now going in the mid lane. Minion Fury, does he have it? I think he does. Here comes the jump, knock up right there, but only Rasmalai. Not exactly someone they needed to be crowd controlled. And look at the damage. Dexter is not able to take it anymore. Like, there was 3 ultimates, right? If I'm not mistaken, or was it 4? I think 3. Rasmalai, Faden, and D4C committed.
When Fam committed it, the Zaman Force was also used. Just to make sure that get the double kill out of it. But yeah, the end of it, Volante Supreme did manage to stay, defend the mid tower, but lost it in the tower, the top tower. But again,
Fam is just going ham. Monster kill secured, but there's a Petrify coming in from Slay. Does use, but really doesn't get anyone because there's a flicker. I think there was a flicker used by D4C, right? Yeah, he used a flicker.
It does. So a lot of resources are being committed down, but the mid to late game insurance Moscow is looking pretty grim, even though he has 2-1 scores. But now the Harith is kitted up with the itemization. He's looking forward for a more kill again, a godlike.
Oh my god! Make it a triple! Make it a triple kill! Might go for the Maniac right now! No, Rasmalai, what's happening today? No Maniacs for the gold laners. It's getting stolen. But yeah, 3-4-12 score. Anti-Zohan this time around playing with a bit more bloodthirst in their hands. And we take a look into the instant replay. You notice, right? There was Minion Fury as well as the rough waves, but it didn't really do much. There's just not enough damage that we saw. Oh, this is actually the previous fight.
Yeah, it all started power spike of anti-Zohan. Oh, to be honest, it was way before this where Harith got the triple kill. It's just a glimpse where they lost the mid tower, the mid control and the jungle control. Now Volante Supreme are looking more volatile at this point. Grok with the tech charge again. Oh, he marks first.
Flicker used to retreat out of there, but right now in the air it's going to be none other than Wartide, maybe caught in between, but they don't commit to the tank just yet. Joruka Gulam on the mid lane trying to pressure in. D4C comes in with the bravest fighter. It doesn't really bonk anyone, but right now they have taken out all the turrets. Anti-Zohan playing the same game they did in the previous match, just taking out turrets left and right. Look at the damage from Fam! A Baksha is down to 20% HP, and the Holy Steels are also getting taken out right now, so that means Lord will be immediately able to slam inside the inhibitors without losing its HP.
True. The damage coming in from Harith is way too humongous, even for frontliners of Volante Supreme. Crumbling apart his point. Look at the Kadita trying to make sure he catch Harith out of the sneaky sleep, but he has to purify. The kind of plays that she's planning might not be. Yep, but she calls it. Nothing major as of now. Lord been secure, marching down from mid lane. Anti-Zoant making sure that they get the Holy Grail. Bottom lane. They don't.
If you notice the farm of Baksha, he's so behind as well. He's also like barely able to reach level 10 only, while the rest of the members are already at like a gold laner and side laner for their own team is level 11. So they're quite behind. Here comes the Phantom Steed. They're just going to be committing completely into the mid lane and take down that turret. Right now going to be going most likely towards the bottom inhibitor as well, but the Lord's full HP, so maybe they can just commit into the base. They're kind of waiting for the Black Dragon to be expired. Okay, they're really waiting just for the waves. That's some good discipline right there. Not blindly just initiating just because there's a Lord. Good choice. Minions are finally in. They're still trying to position themselves. Here comes a tech charge. Minion Fury coming in as well. Phantom Seed. Enough damage is going to be. Minotaur will go back with a flicker. But at the same time, Harith comes in with the damage. Baxia forced to retreat. Bottom lane inhibitor taken down. Top lane is the only one left standing. Let's see. Khadija not able to really take out anyone. But here comes the RWM. Doesn't really catch into anyone. But D4C commits a little bit too deep. Will get taken out by the turret damage itself. There's an SOD in the mid lane. But slowly but surely, Anti-Zoha is playing the turret game. And right now, since there's no inhibitors, maybe this is the time they will go completely in. Yes, they do. Here's the Harith coming in with the Zaman Force, dishing out the damage. Slay gets taken out. Legendary secured. Moskov trying to clear out the lanes. But they're just committing with the resources. Minions are there. War Tide. And with this, I think, yeah, it's time to take a leave. Anti-Zoha is very disciplined.
That's true, but you know, Harith is already on full farm. That is the fourth item, Divine Glaive. With that is dealing a lot of damage. E1 to the Baksha, E1 to the Minotaur. Minotaur is just on his way to make the Radiant Armor at this point, but at what cost? And the Trinity is on point for the side of Moscow, so he'll be able to do or dish out the damage, but needs to make sure his position is on point because Rasmalai or Grog is just constantly marking him down every single fight they initiate. Or the flicker tech charge. And again, there's Phantom Steed.
Whoa, they're committing completely, but so does the Minotaur as well as Relics on that Khadita. They take down Joroka Glam, but they take down Fadian as well, but at the price of losing their Moskov legendary secured. Fam is just untouchable right now. Look at the damage coming in. He is just way too farmed up with, just like I mentioned, almost a full build, only one item left. Here comes the Zaman Force again, dishing out the damage. He's going in for the base right now, dishing out the damage at the same simultaneous time. D4C committing with the Bravest Fighter as well. Gonna be able to take down. No, Wartide still gets taken out by the basic attack, chasing him towards the fountain itself. And right now it's just the playground of Fam to be committing. Double kill secured, make it a triple. Can make it a Maniac maybe? Oh my god, he's melting! He gets the Maniac, finally it's a Savage! And with it, they ended with a beautiful fashion. A Savage and a clean sweep into the hands of Anti-Zoha. Clean, disciplined gameplay right from the minute one on both matches.
Anti-Zoha cleaning up with a Savage. Cleaning up this series in a 2-0 fashion with a Savage into the hands of Harith. The triple kill was the one where the power spike was on point, and the Savage is the one to decide the factor of the game. I think the overall score for this Harith is 15-0-1. An untouchable play from this man.
Yep, 0. That's whatsoever. Did not even get taken down a single time. A full-on domination coming in, and this is honestly a kind of, I would say, from my side, expected, because they really forced the side of team Volante Supreme to play into that Moskov. I think they definitely knew that Fam just would dominate completely in that lane and just be so much ahead. And other than that, I feel like Anti-Zohan really plays a very disciplined game, and looking forward to who can challenge that.
Oh, interesting. It's true, but for the fact, I feel like they did not need to ban out the Ascension. So
yeah,
if they did not, they had some better option. Even if Anti-Zohan managed to take down the Ascension in the goal lane, they could flex it around with a Harith or a Moscow. They had the two options, or maybe more. But I think it all comes down to the way they play. And again, this time around, Anti-Zohan were looking forward for the fam so that he can dish out a lot of damage. Like even in the early game, if you look around it, like Leo mode was there, but was looking forward, and the whole the rotation coming in from the Anti-Zohan was already on the goal lane, so they are more proactive over there, making sure they leave they get the turtle, and then they quickly move towards the goal lane, making sure the Harith gets 1 or 2 assists or gets some goal lead above the Moscow, and from that point they were on to the Stampede progression.
This was honestly a really fast, kind of, it felt slow despite the fact that both of these games ended below 15 minutes. It's just that because there was not much action, just resources getting baited out, used in a few team fights, and just playing a full-on turret game. You notice a lot of the times, and Anti-Zohan is just like in those team fights, in so many of the scenarios, you'd see any other team would have completely, committed. Like, oh, they see that the Moscow's getting taken down or someone's getting taken down. They would have committed, but Anti-Zohan, they just wait, they just stop, they let their cooldowns refresh, they wait for the minions, and then they rush, then they come back again. They play this very clean and swift game, which I think Volante Supreme just could not really handle all through it. And right now we're getting the head-to-head of all of it. Of course, the damage taken is going to be higher for the side of Volante Supreme. We almost saw 100,000 damage being dished out in the hands of Fam. I believe he's the youngest goal laner, as well as the player in the Indian esports scene. He's going to be getting the highest goal per minute, as well as highest damage. 100,000, like I mentioned, almost 1,000 gold per minute into his favor. And highest damage taken was none other than the Bakshia. And that is insane to consider that a Bakshia, even with the turtle's poisons, was getting melted out so fast. It just really goes to show the level difference and the fact that how ahead Anti-Zohan really was. And Rasmalai will get the most assists, the best buddy for the team. And with this, we are done with the series for tonight. This was a beautiful display of discipline from the side of Anti-Zohan being shown right here. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be meeting you guys tomorrow again with another 2 set of best of 3 series. So make sure you tune in on tomorrow at Solace Gaming Community's Accession League 2026. And with this, myself, Ray, and Sasuke will bid you guys goodbye for now, but make sure to tune in tomorrow. Good night.